This week on the program, it's time for all of us to get the memo. It's Batman Begins. I'm Andrew Jupin.
That's more like it, Mr. Jupin. I'm Steven Sadak.
Eric Mensiska.
Chris Cabin Al Ghul.
And we love movies. Hello, everyone. Welcome to We Love Movies. Thank you for tuning in. As always, that's right. We are talking Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins from the great year of 2005.
Andrew, I found that arrowhead. That's mine. Why did you take that?
What an insignificant thing in this movie.
That's what starts.
At least he didn't dress up as someone who owned an arrowhead back in the day.
Yes.
Now, just to alleviate any concern, by the way.
Okay.
We've read Batman comics.
Yeah, that's true.
We've opened the Batman comics and our little peepers read the Batman comics.
These people have read Batman comics. I haven't actually. I don't think I ever read a line. I read the Frank Miller Dark Knight and Long Halloween
The graphic novels.
Graphic novels.
Right.
I've never actually read a line.
Batman comics now have become completely poison to me.
Really?
It's all dark bait Joker. There's a Joker who's got this. It's everyone has become a Joker.
Well,
the
can
last
we, can
I
we
checked.
say
Oh,
though?
that
Can we
sucks.
say no? It's actually amazing. just in case there's a lunatic listening to this.
Sure.
It's actually everything is good that you like is good.
Let me stop you right there. There are definitely lunatics of every kind of. I mean, there are so many lunatics listening to us right now.
It's okay to like a movie though, and it's okay to like
Lunatics.
a comic book line where everyone's the joke.
Sure.
I mean, wasn't there some crazy thing where it was the Joker? There was some hardcore, he was cutting people up. And,
Oh, yeah.
Maybe eating people.
Probably
Oh.
there was 3 Jokers at one point, and then there's a Joker from the future that's actually Batman, and it just gets fucking stupid. It just gets
Wow.
stupid.
So whatever beef you have with these Christopher Nolan movies, just look at how bad it could fucking be.
And I like this for I was surprised. I didn't watch this in a bit. It's a really engrossing good movie. You know what I mean? It just it wraps you up in a story, and the story is very Batman-y, even though it's not garish and whatever it is. It's very, very Batman-y.
This, I feel, is on the same vibes wavelength as The Batman.
Yeah.
In that it's just kind of more grounded crime stuff with just the tiniest bit of the Batman comic theatricality with
Yes.
fear toxin. Fear toxin is kind of the one thing where it's that's the fantastical.
I mean, yeah, but I still like it. I think it's a good idea. I mean,
I think
Scarecrow is
I'm not knocking it.
a great villain to do. I mean, to me, this is a perfect movie. It means so much to Nolan. It is his story too. It is about finding your style and your theatrical flair and stamping it, because this is the first Nolan movie that feels like a Nolan movie.
It is almost too well made in a way.
Yes.
It's almost too it's dense. You can just tell. It's like you look at an art object or something. This one's got no grooves on it at all. It's perfectly constructed, almost to a fault. Like that Batman movie, the Matt Reeves one.
Yeah.
And this might be the runtime talking, right? That can breathe. It can take those beats.
Right.
This can't. We got to keep going.
But that is also a Nolan thing. I didn't love Nolan until Tenet. Tenet and
Really?
Oppenheimer
That's
are the
insane.
I mean, I love Memento.
Memento was my little boy.
I do love Memento, but everything else I've just been good. That was good. And then what has changed is he got a new editor. Tenet was his first movie with, God, I forget her name. She edited Manchester by the Sea, I think.
Oh.
She's incredible. And it to me has changed everything I was hesitant about loving with Nolan before has been bettered in the editing of this. And I mean, the shooting Hoyt Van Hoytema is doing some amazing shit.
Yeah.
Great name, by the way, Jennifer Lame.
Oh, wow.
She
Yeah.
did Tenet, Marriage Story, Hereditary, and you're correct, Manchester by the Sea, and
Did
then
she
a
do
bunch of
Oppenheimer? Yeah.
assistant
Did she
stuff.
do Oppie?
Let me check in on Oppie.
Yeah, let's check in on Oppie. That is-
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Those
I
have
think-
been his new major technical like
I'll tell you this though, I think it also depends upon who she's working with, because this woman also directed Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Or edited.
Excuse
yeah.
me.
Oh, yeah.
Edited the movie.
yeah, well, nothing could
Could have
save
cut
that.
some more scenes out of that.
yes. I mean that Hoyt Van Hoytema and her have to me really upped his game completely. I think Tenet and Oppenheimer
Mhm.
work at a whole new level
I guess
for
I'm
him.
gonna have to rewatch Tenet because I didn't hate it like everyone else did.
I despised it.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you have that perspective,
Oh.
Steve, because there's some lunatic who thinks he's the third Joker who's furious that we're saying good things about Tenet.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. I was straight up like willing to be like, did anybody get
Yes.
it? But then
Right.
like, because I'm a physical media pig, I just bought the 4K with only being
Sure.
like lukewarm on the movie. But then I rewatched it like at home, and I was like, oh, now that I'm not going to say that I fully understand that
Yes.
movie, but I kind of got the beats better. I was like, it's more enjoyable. Yeah.
I probably could do the second spin, to be fair. And I know
Right.
that it's
Who's got the time?
Well, exactly. No, that's the thing. It's great to make a movie that I have to watch 3 fucking times to get. Great.
Right. It's a
Look.
confusing movie that came out during the end of the world, so it was a little weird.
I waited you out on Southland Tales. I'm
Oh.
willing to wait you out on
Yeah,
Tenet.
You
like
know,
this.
you're
I
always
like
going to
this.
play that. I should have
Always,
never
I've
told.
done this once, by the way.
I should have never told you. I should have just been like silent in my. But I was a big enough man to say, "Listen, you were right about Southland Tales.
That
You'll
movie
never
does rule.
be right about Tenet."
Hey, no, I mean, I'm willing to believe you're going to be a big man again when the Tenet thing happens.
So we'll check back in 10 years
10
and
years,
see.
10 years is fine if
Uh,
we're all here.
Here's a way to start.
Mm.
This little Bruce Wayne is probably the softest Bruce Wayne has ever been.
Dude, this kid's got there's the real pinchable cheeks. You know
He's
what I
got
mean?
would
cry
argue-
face the whole time.
Yes, he does. The little kid in Joker was a little, I think, pudgier, maybe.
Yes.
More cheeky.
Oh
I would
yeah.
say.
Well, no, yeah, and actually, the little the one in Burton's Batman is a little doughy as well, a little pudgy little kid.
And this is what inspires Batman. See, if you're a doughy little kid, you could always become a street vigilante.
Yeah. The taunts are what starts it. That's
Yes.
what makes you want to be Batman.
Oh yeah, dude.
But,
It
like,
makes you want to
he-
beat people up.
He looks like, I mean, from this first little scene where he falls in the well and everything, it's the same facial expression, him having fun playing with his little friend, Rachel Dawes,
Yeah.
as he has when he's scared in the opera.
Yes.
Like the kid is just perpetually scared face.
Yes.
Mhm.
And you see a fatter kid isn't going to be so scared because they have lived through a little bit of this taunting.
That's
So they
true.
know what
Sure.
life's about.
There's an edge to them. Yeah, him and Rachel, they're playing that. She finds an arrowhead, and he's like, "It's mine. Everything in this garden is mine."
Hold this arrowhead for me till I get back from the doctor. It's mine.
You got to. We're missing the scene. We never see her. He falls down a well, and Rachel has to run for help. Her mother must be like, you fucking kidding me?
Yep.
Are you fucking kidding me? This is our livelihood right now. You're supposed to marry that kid. Like, you're here. You're out there to be flirting, not fucking killing him.
Oh, this is just like you, isn't it? Destroying the Dawes family plans with your selfishness. You were supposed to marry him. Now what are we gonna do?
We don't ever explore that really, but she must be from a prominent family if she ends up like the DA, and she's been invited into the castle.
Well, no,
that
she's
is-
a maid.
No.
She works on the ground.
Oh, really?
Start from
Yeah.
the bottom. Now she's here.
Maybe-
This is her situation.
Maybe not a maid, but she works on the grounds. in
Yeah,
some
but
capacity.
a maid there or working on the grounds there, that's like
Yes.
Well, no,
seven-figure salary.
I would wager, I mean, maybe not that, but I would wager like the Wayne Foundation probably paying for Rachel Dawes' law
Oh, a little
school.
something.
All that.
look at
You
that.
never have to pay a student loan in your life.
But remember where it came from.
Yeah, don't you ever fucking forget.
Turn a blind eye to the financial crimes of the Wayne family.
Alfred, you have to help me. Bruce is dead at the bottom of a well. Oh, put him under the rose garden. Don't tell anybody about it.
We'll
just
say he disappeared.
Oh, well, he must have ran away with that Ra's al Ghul. And
those
the boy
roses-
ran away with Ra's al Ghul.
Perhaps joined a circus.
And those roses will bloom. Yes, they will, Miss Dawes.
But no, yeah, they go get him, and of course, heroic Linus Roache as Thomas Wayne comes down.
Oh, Law and Order's own.
Yeah.
England's own.
Yes.
Yeah, this dude, I always like this dude as Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
It's one of those, like, it's the deal with the devil. It's like, if we must watch these people perish on screen yet another time, at least populate it with some good actors. Now, Martha Wayne
yes.
doesn't really get much
She's a
screen
featured
time.
extra.
Every
I'm sorry.
time.
She gets some scream time, though.
Every time she's
Ooh.
beefed. This one, I like Linus Roache because it's the only time Thomas Wayne is a character. Like,
Right.
we actually get a moment or two with him to get
Yes.
to know who he is. Like, he's the mayor in the Batman, or the would-be, the dead mayor.
Oh, that's
but
right.
like, you
Yeah.
don't actually get a moment with him. This,
Yeah.
you're like, you get to what he believes in, what his philosophies are. These are good things to know.
And I wonder if maybe that was one of the like deals Nolan made. It's like, all right, if we have to do this again, it's got to be at least a little bit of a character. There's got to be a little bit of information exchanged.
To be fair, though, I mean, we're all dating ourselves because this was
I date myself usually in the morning.
not revolutionary with a capital R. Excellent, thank you.
Yeah,
In the
some people
shower.
do it late at night. That's
Take
right.
your
first thing.
Oh man, yeah, you need that boost.
No,
Go on.
but I think that like because this is it's the first reboot and it's the first time we're ever redoing it.
That's
you know what I
true.
mean? Like
That's true.
This is a revolutionary idea in some ways to be like, no, and then we'll go back to the beginning because we didn't see the beginning in that
Yeah.
in the
That's
Burton
true.
because you see he's already Batman, but what happens before he's Batman? Like so, this is like
Yeah.
that's where we're living in, and we're also living in a post
Yeah.
Zack
Batman-
Snyder world.
a pre Zack Snyder world.
Oh, you mean
Yes,
2005?
yes,
Well, you said now we're living in.
Oh,
So
yes.
I thought you meant 2020.
Well, that's true. We are, and we're waiting for those pearls to bounce every fucking time. Because now we've seen that scene 15 times. At
Yes.
this time, we've only kind of seen it once. We've
But
seen
Yeah.
it
you're
once.
right, though. You could sell this as a prequel, and prequels were all the rage. 2005, also Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Big year for prequels. That's true.
Oh, yeah.
It's and there's a little bit of Raimi's Spider-Man here, just a touch, like
Sure.
It's yes, I would say this time, and I've seen this movie I don't know, at least 10 times, and like the other day when I watched it, it was the first time I was like, oh, and again, I know we're saying there's a lot over the last few years. I don't know if it's because of the state of things now, such as they are. This felt so much more like a comic book movie, like capital C, capital B comic book movie. And I think a lot of it was like I was being reminded of all this comedy that's in it.
Yeah.
Which is also like very Raimi Spider-Man.
Yeah, I also think I don't know if Elfman hangs over Spider-Man so much, but this is Zimmer, correct?
Oh yeah.
It's Zimmer Newton Howard combo.
Okay, because that really does keep the motor running at all times.
Now,
The
Chris,
score,
when you say Elfman, you mean Danny, or do you mean some type of elf man, like a super
I
being?
mean, Green Goblin does look elfish in a way,
He
but no,
does.
I am talking about Danny Elfman, of course.
And
Right.
you're totally right because this movie starts with the score. It's
Yes.
just the score, and like you're getting your early DC comment, and you're like, oh fuck, here it comes.
You
'Cause
also get the bats doing the bat symbol.
That's
which is
pretty
dope
cool.
as fuck.
Yeah.
I also will say, and I'm curious about this because I remember, when watching this last night or the other night, when it ends, it's like, I'll look into it. Or you'll never have to. And
Yeah.
he flies away,
Yeah.
and then the title card drops, kind of like a mic drop. And that, I think, was early on, if not maybe the first time someone's done that in a major motion picture. Like,
Yeah, where it's
and
just
that's
like-
all we do now.
Boom,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah, yeah.
You've
boom,
just
like
watched Batman Begins.
the title card hits right on like the crescendo of the music, and
Yes.
it's like, you just got your face fucked by a Batman movie. Boom, 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 boom.
But now I feel like that's all. Now we're always putting the title card
Right.
last, and we don't have
because we never do it in the start anymore.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, because we always like, this is a perfect story. Christopher Nolan, one of the biggest directors in the world currently, makes his first major hit and his first major like stylistic, this is what my movies are going to look like, out of Batman turning into Batman for the first time.
Right.
It lines up perfectly. And then that it turns out to be like some of this and its sequel end up being two of the most influential fucking movies ever because of this shit.
Right.
And like, but nobody, the issue is now everybody's making calculations rather than just saying like, I don't know, Amy Simons, make a Catwoman movie.
Exactly. Right.
Do whatever you want to do with it in this budget. Got to check with us on some stuff, but like, do your way.
I would say, I mean, what an excellent. I would watch an Amy Simons Catwoman movie.
Yeah,
She's
tomorrow.
a great director.
Incredible.
That would be awesome.
Incredible director.
As opposed to Nia DaCosta prepping her new movie while the old movie is in post-production. Because she, and I mean, like, people are like, I can't believe she did that. Like, no, of course. Because the post-production, Marvel doesn't allow her in the office anyway. She's like, I might as well prep the good movie. You know what I mean? Like,
it feels like Nolan put everything on the field here. You know, like this was a big swing. I feel like if this was the only movie he did, he'd be almost fine with that because he's doing everything he wants to do.
Yes.
And in the modern way, you kind of have to tee up 50 sequels out of it.
It's like everything else. It is now turned into the machine. It is not to make a movie. It is to continue the machine's process.
You could even, if they didn't make a trilogy out of this, you could still have that, like, he's got a flair for the theatrical ending, and it would still just be a cool, cool, now he's going to go, the Joker, got it. Okay.
You don't need to know who the Joker is, or need to know who the Joker is played by and all that stuff.
I mean,
to enjoy that scene.
You were talking about the idea of like this being almost pitched as a prequel. The Joker is the guy in that first Keaton movie.
Yeah, you're right.
So in a way, I mean, I know when Christian Bale isn't Michael Keaton and these movies aren't exactly connected, but it felt like here's how he began. You know the Joker stuff already, but sure, I'll do a sequel.
It's a wink. And I mean, and that's something that got like it, that became fucking the worst math we ever started to do in the machine, which was, oh no, if we're making a fucking Sherlock Holmes movie, he can't fight his nemesis
Moriarty
in the first one. It's got to be in the second one.
Yep.
If you're making a fucking Aquaman movie, you can't. You know what I mean? Like, it's only no. You save that one for the second one.
Right.
I mean, you set him up for the second one. It's like no, just make your fucking movie. Like even that stupid, not stupid, that very good Ninja Turtles movie. No. The Shredder, he's gonna be in the second one.
Yep.
It's like, can I just get the fucking thing?
And that's kind of funny with that Turtles movie because like every, mutant under the sun, including like Kitchen Sink Man, is featured in the third act of that Turtles movie.
Yes.
And then it's like, and by the way, Shredder. And I was like, no. You already had the other 400 like little villain mutants. Just bring it in. But I think that's like, I feel that logic is like, well, everybody's expecting Shredder to be there.
It's also like we've already seen it so many times, and if you want to make your mark on it, you kind of have to devoid yourself of that
It
piece
also
of property.
would go against what that movie is trying to talk about, like mutant solidarity. Like Shredder is not a mutant.
True.
That's what I like about. Like I thought that was a good underpinning.
Yes.
I guess if you're
Shredder
going
kinda
directly into Super Shredder,
All right, we're now talking about Super Shredder. So,
well, let me really quickly say, because there's a lot of people spreading misinformation and propaganda on there.
I have read all
me.
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle books.
Thank you.
I've read all of them.
Congratulations. You deserve a Medal of Freedom.
Thank you so much.
I've seen every cartoon episode. Yes.
I recently watched that animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, and I loved it.
Yeah.
It's great.
I loved it. I loved
it broke Eric Siska, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
Not Miyazaki. No.
No.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's
movie.
right. Yeah.
So
he falls down the well, and we do get Linus Roache as his dad, and it's like we get this. And I mean, I think the screenplay here is so good because it's so sweaty and like insofar in a good way where like we're repeating lines over and over to really like hammer themes with a goddamn, I don't even know what, with a building we're hammering them. But like, just the why do we fall so we can get back up, and like the whole fear thing is all throughout. Like, they're more afraid of you than you are of them, and blah blah blah.
You won't always be a fat little bitch. And then this is what develops him to get strong.
Bruce, why do we fall down? So that we can stop being fat little bitches.
what did you say?
No, nothing. No, my sweet son. No.
He called you a fat little bitch, Master Wayne.
This house housed 6 generations of fat little bitches just like you.
Master Wayne, you fat little bitch fell in the well. You want me to go get him?
No, yeah. You climb the mountain, then you get your personal pan pizza.
Oh,
That's what
Master
happens.
Wayne, you remember when you were a fat little bitch? Well, your fat little bitch fell down the fat little bitch well.
Oh, you're drinking orange juice. You know, when you were a little fat pig, I couldn't force orange juice on you. You said Coca-Cola for every meal.
Billionaire playboys can stay up all night and party, but little fat bitches get up in the morning and drink their green juice.
I have a six-pack, Alfred. Okay, isn't that enough?
Linus Roache shows the famous pearls, and it's like, you think your mom's gonna like them? And it's like, you do. There's people have said it better than me, but like Nolan isn't so fantastic with writing women, and that's very obvious here because she's just like, I'm benign in the background.
Hello, hi, I'm almost a ghost.
No, yeah, son. Just fondle your mother's pearls. Just fondle them a little bit.
I mean, like this lady is dead before she's shot in the street. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
They go to they're on the Wayne train here. Look at this. A couple of rich people taking the subway. How about that?
Yeah,
and feeling mighty good about themselves while they do it.
They're so proud of themselves because they built the subway, and guess where it goes? Trump Tower.
Yes.
There's a bit of the Waynes are Trumpian a little bit
for sure.
You know what? I'm not going to brush that dirt off my shoulder. That dirt belongs there.
But now the movie's also cutting back and forth between the Chinese prison at this point.
Yeah. Well, because we mentioned it already. The thing about the subway scene that I found a little bit bothersome this time is you need one quick mention of
it's showtime, folks.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you need a bunch of panhandlers
Please
dancing.
back up. Please back up. Please back up.
Yeah,
oh man,
we built this subway to build. It's showtime, everybody! Just like,
oh, all right, Bruce, sit down. Come here, you fat little bitch. Get over here.
And one day he'll grow up to fight these dancers and panhandlers.
Yes. No, yeah, you're gonna need 2 seats for your fat butt cheeks.
No, you need to have a line where it's like, this is Bruce's first time going into the big city, because the way that they're talking about this is so like it's unbelievable to me that this is the first time Bruce Wayne has heard this information.
That's
you know
a
what I
great
mean?
point,
And it's just
yeah.
like, I helped build the trains, and then I got all the water set. Like he's also
might as
laying out all the
well-
shit from the end of the movie, but
Might as well be looking into the camera saying all that.
no, exactly, and that's why it's like, because Bruce is asking him all these questions that, like, if it wasn't his first time going downtown with the family, like, why would you be having this conversation all over again?
He also, it's like it's the first time he met his father, because he's like, well, yeah, that's I leave the running of Wayne Enterprises to better men, and then he little bitch Bruce was like, better men than you, Daddy? How's that possible?
What?
More interested.
Aren't you
men.
God?
Yeah, but that's like one of the things, right?
Yes.
Like that he doesn't know
That his dad works at
the hospital, and that, like, that's a conversation that probably already happened
But
before.
this to me is part and parcel with all of the, like, what's cheesy about this. Like, it is comic booky to me.
For
This
sure.
is how you would get that information across in a comic book.
No, it's totally fine, but you definitely just need, like, this is your first time we're going into the city.
So what does he do at the hospital now?
He's
Like,
a doctor.
Is he?
He's a physician.
Is that in the books?
That's all over the book.
So
it's
what kind of physician? We're talking feet or butt?
I think it's I think he's probably
oncologist?
a GP, I would imagine.
yes.
General practitioner.
Not a gynecologist?
Not a gynecologist.
No.
I mean,
No.
that plays a very big part in the Batman when he,
Yes.
is kind of a mob doctor for a hot minute, and that sort of sets
Oh,
the
right.
darkness that follows and stuff.
Before
Yes,
he
that's right.
becomes mayor. Is he mayor or is he running for mayor?
I think he's running for mayor before he
Running
gets
for
murdered.
mayor, yes.
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
movie, which I do really love that I was surprised how much I liked the Batman.
I
Oh, yeah.
rewatched it yesterday after watching Batman Begins just to see like some
Oh, nice.
comparisons.
So that was your whole day, huh?
yeah, that was literally my whole
my
day.
God.
Batman fever.
6.5
The
hours.
sun is setting while something in the way fucking just reprises, which is also awesome. In that
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
That is
I
a
just
great
love Matt
song.
Reeves. Paul Bearer, Forgiven, everything else. I just love him.
Them Apes movies are great. That
Great.
they did.
Great job.
but yeah,
what
so-
I would say, this is just me talking to
Say
Tom.
it. Say it.
Thomas Wayne here. If my child had just had a traumatic experience
Yep.
involving bats, I would not take him to Bats the Opera. I would not. I would avoid doing that.
I don't understand how you don't understand. Like also, no kid wants to go to the opera. Just take Martha. You know, you got a live-in babysitter. I'll take your fat little bitch for the night. We'll watch some good movies.
You had to find the one scary opera to take him to. You couldn't take him to like one of the normal ones where the guy just strangles his wife.
Would you like me to order a pizza, Pudgy? Let's do that.
You go to the video store. You know what? We'll buy a video store. That's fine. Get all the clamshell case VHS tapes you want, fat boy.
It's a Bruce Buster now.
Oh, yes.
I'm buying this video store, and I'm doing a little changing about the popcorn rules or whatever.
No more editing the movies for content. This is now a Bruce Buster.
I'm not rewinding shit.
We're getting rid of Act 2. It's Orville or bust.
Oh, and this Lou Diamond Phillips movie Bats. Yeah, that's going in the garbage. Because I hate him.
Vincent Price's The Bat. Also in the garbage.
Most Dracula movies, garbage.
You know, I mean, this we could have had because, you know, he becomes the thing that he's afraid of, which is bats. But we almost had Opera Man.
We did.
Like,
bye.
exactly.
Man.
Yeah, it could have been Opera Man.
I also became the thing I was afraid of, failure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love, but yeah, so it's the Scary Bat show, and it's like Cirque du Soleil presents bats.
Yeah.
And
People are
kind
like
of
flying all over the ceiling and shit. I don't know what it
the
is.
Set dressing seems a little Wagner-esque. I don't.
Deflator Mouse, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I love the opera. That's just me, but. Yeah, I mean, for little kids, it doesn't seem like it. Although the Batman versus Superman kind of veers towards your movie idea. They're going to see John Borman's Excalibur in that movie, which is a great fucking movie,
Pretty
but
cool.
I'm still kind of perplexed why it's even in it.
Well, interestingly enough, the traditional Batman, what his parents were doing before they were murdered, is they took him to see Zorro. And
so that's what he just copied it.
He gets the idea, and very specifically, Nolan wanted to excise the Zorro piece because he wanted becoming a masked vigilante to be sort of more Bruce's idea. And that's why he also staunchly believes that no other superheroes could possibly exist in this world, because it's Bruce Wayne's idea, and it's more powerful if it's Bruce Wayne's idea.
It is versus him just watching pop culture and being like, I'm going to do that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, and it makes more sense for what they're talking about, how Joker, like these guys are like his like disciples. In a way.
They're inspired by what he did.
We're doing what he does in a different perspective.
But so he goes, can we go? Can we go? Hey, and he's Linus Roache again. He gets all the lines. Martha Wayne gets nothing. He's just like, yeah, I was getting a little stuffy, enough opera for one night. So he's like kind of like greasing it
taking
for
the fall.
Exactly, which is a very nice dad move here.
Also, this is we're rich as fuck, and these ticket prices don't matter none. Because he's like, oh, you want to go? Yeah, we paid fucking $400 a piece for these tickets. You want to go? Yeah, let's just go.
Let's go out the back by the dumpster instead of the front.
No, let's not go out the front like the plebes. Let's go out the back where there's definitely nobody with a gun.
Only the ultra rich use seedy alleys to exit.
Oh, Rape Alley. Yeah, this is great. I love this place.
Yes. No, let's take our time. Let's make sure you got your shoes all done. Here we go. Buttoned up.
I mean, we'll finish the rest of it here. In comes Richard Brake, one of the fucking best to ever do it.
Love him.
He comes out, does the whole robbery thing, does not make Martha Wayne fillet the gun, which I was like, what a wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
Get sucking.
Make them both do it, dude.
I love how Mr. Wayne thinks he can control the situation just by saying, that's fine. Like,
that's fine.
I dropped the wallet. It's fine.
It's all fine.
You don't need to do anything. I kind of wish he did what he does, Linus Roache, which I just rewatched Mandy. Just got on his knees. I'll suck your dick, man.
Oh, yeah.
What do you want? I'll suck your dick,
I forgot
man.
about that.
That would be an awfully strange thing to have to flashback for Bruce Wayne. Like every time he's facing someone with a gun,
he'd become Dick Man.
He's just like, suck that dick. I can't say that. I can't say that to the Joker.
I like the idea of like him. He's having a fight with Henry Ducard on the ice, and it's like, your father tried to fillet that man, didn't he?
Your father died because he sucked dick too bad.
Or Falcone in prison being like, yeah, your dad, he sucked a dick like a dog.
But no, they get blown away, of course.
I do like this. I don't know. I think this is the only time it's been choreographed this way, where in this story, Joe Chill, dumbest fucking thing. Joe Chill goes to shoot Martha first, and Thomas steps in front of it and gets killed. I like that move. It gives a little more to Thomas Wayne.
Yeah. And it's just Joe. I mean, obviously, like there's no. Then he wastes her, but leaves the kid. You gotta finish the job,
Absolutely,
Mr. Chill, because that kid's a witness. He knows what you look like.
That would be the first thing to shoot, in my opinion. That's the thing that's gonna scream and run around. It's an X factor. That's like you gotta cool the alley down by taking the kid out immediately.
And also 20 years later, when you're getting released, you might have a gun and might try and kill you.
It's true.
Vengeance too. You just gotta end the bloodline if you can.
Right. Endless, just murdering parents might cause a kid to grow up and maybe do something bad to you.
Because I mean, honestly, in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You don't want to kill anybody, but once the juice is on, you got to let it go.
Because you're totally right. If you don't kill this little pudgy cheek kid now, he's going to come back as a college student with a foppish, stupid haircut with a gun trying to kill you in court.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to kill him. I'm not in the business of killing fat little bitches.
Too heavy to carry.
Now, Joe Chill, that name, was from the comics? I want to mention that. So everyone relaxes.
Because it's from the fucking, it's very clearly it's from the fucking 30s. It's Joe Chill.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, that dude, with a name like that, he should have been Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that idea of there are no Waynes, so this just becomes a power battle with Alfred as the backer between Lucius Fox and Rutger Hauer's character.
Oh, sure.
They're just going at it. It's like a succession battle. Like,
nice. I mean, he must have had that will locked up, and Alfred was just like, well, I guess I don't know. All right, they're going to be coming out. They're going to be coming out the back alley. The little bitch, I guarantee you, it's a bat play. He just had a bat problem. They're going to be out there between. It'll be 20 minutes, Joe Chew. I'll give you $200. And if he sucks your dick, I'll give you $300.
It all goes to the dents. The fuck?
And all right, so if we're just going this way, because it's kind of sometimes tough to talk about Christopher Nolan movies, straight through, because my man loves jumping around, but so he meets Oldman at this point, Gordon, and what I love about this is like you just know this scene is really well written as far as like introducing a big character like Jim Gordon, because he comes in, it's Gary Oldman, he's got the mustache, you know it already, and he's not like, hi, I'm Jim Gordon, blah, blah, blah. It's like, he says it's going to be okay. He does all that stuff. It's very nice. It's very fatherly.
Coat on,
And this fat little bitch is getting cold.
Then you see, like it's another lieutenant or somebody comes in and is just like, hey, Gordon, they need you. And like, that's the confirmation versus like, I'm here.
And by the way, Gary needed this role, man. This was a big, I mean, like,
was it?
Azkaban like helped him out of the gutter. And then this was like, he's back to being an A-list actor.
Yeah. Wait, because what happened? Because he had like allegations or something.
I think he had allegations, but I also think his career just kind of went in the toilet. Like he did like some bad movies, like Romeo is Bleeding, and like, which is
that
wild
was
movie.
earlier.
Yeah,
that was way earlier.
Well, because I think there was, I feel a little bit of backlash to like that Dracula movie,
right?
Because that wasn't like as well received as it is now. I mean, a lot of people did like it.
Similarly with Fifth Element, actually, too. Like Fifth Element was kind of a big flop, even though it's a great movie.
And those are both very hammy, big. I mean, like if
Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg.
Yeah, well, that and Dracula are very big, and like this was him going back to the roots of being kind of
understated a bit. Yeah,
this is what I mean, like because he was originally he was offered the Liam Neeson role.
Oh, Ducard.
He was offered Ducard, and he didn't. He very specifically was like, I don't want to be a villain anymore. Yeah. I want to kind of play either heroes or like complicated heroes, which is what he has done a lot.
That's
recently.
what Sirius Black was in that first Azkaban movie. It's like, oh, is he coming to kill Harry Potter? Or is he like a friend kind of a
also
thing?
Winston Churchill.
Exactly. Big villain.
Yeah.
Huge villain. In more ways than one.
Yeah, speaking of riding the subway, that guy did it.
You cannot argue with Joe Chill with your dick in his mouth.
So you can't do it.
It's impossible. I
Can't
just
do it.
tried.
But yeah, so like in the future or in the sort of in the almost present. So you're right.
In the
we're-
not too distant future, Batman's training in Asia.
he's training in Asia and he's in some like nasty prison.
Because like you learn through like a nice little montage, he eventually got caught. Like his whole like my life of learning how to live like a criminal as I'm doing like self-exile from Gotham. Oops, I got caught trying to boost a bunch of Wayne Enterprises gear.
Yeah.
So that's why he's in this jail.
It's all different kinds of Asia chopped up.
Yes.
They get the city Asia, the prison camp Asia. You
Sure.
get the whole thing.
Not every flavor is what you're saying. Okay.
I do love this dude that just comes up ready to kick his ass and he's like, I am the devil. And I'm like, this dude's cool. I wish he was in more of the movie. But man, just Bruce Wayne just beating the shit out of these guys, taking on
great.
like 7 dudes at once.
Also,
really cool fighting.
I love the prison clothes. If someone can give me a line on these, if it comes in XXL,
It's the
the
same.
blue drab, like
Just and pre-throw it in some mud before you get it to Eric.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Make
very-
sure it gets dirty.
gotta
It's
be
very
worn.
Matrixy. What we're wearing in the real world, like a lot of
Oh,
knitted
sure.
sweaters with holes in them, kind of a thing.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
it's a good look. That's the Zion chic.
Very
right?
cozy.
I will say the fight choreography in this is very good.
Yes.
You can actually see it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, especially this first fight with the 7 guys. et
His
cetera.
movies were knocked by people because it's like they do cut around a lot.
That's always the issue. And I mean, again, I think that's what Jennifer Lehman has really fucking done for him is like that stuff's not so obvious.
Right, because when
anymore.
Oppenheimer's fighting all those people, you see it fucking clear as day.
Yeah,
Dude, yeah, Oppie throwing
Oh,
blows,
yeah,
dude.
the pencil going right in Josh Hartnett's eye. Yeah.
You will help on this project.
Yeah. So opening the Berkeley Science Academy, but we're gonna have tryouts.
Bruce has a good line where he's like, "You're not the devil, you're practice."
Yeah.
Already kind of almost having a little bit of a Batman voice there.
They take him away. The guards like for protection. I don't need protection. They do. It's like, oh, he's pretty badass.
Pretty
and also
cool.
like what crook? I mean, this looks like it might be a prison. It might be like a detainment center. Like, wouldn't they just put 2 bullets in this dude and be done with it? Like, really? Like,
Yeah.
Aside from like. And also, if I'm Bruce Wayne, I'm on call. I immediately like, my name is Bruce Wayne. How much money do you want? I need to talk to a British butler across the pond.
Yep.
Give me one collect phone call. You'll have $2 million wired to you by the end of the day.
You know, you
And
could do a
as
scene
per-
like that, and they'd be like, "Bullshit!
Yeah,
Shut
that's
up!"
true.
Yeah, totally. You're just some tourist that got captured or whatever. Yeah, so this is like you're being put in here. I feel this is also we're not getting 2 bullets in the head because Ducard is already at the prison.
That's true. And
And
he's
it's
like,
like, bring me that guy right there, fighting the 6-on-1. Oh yes.
Bring me the white one. Bring me the white one.
something special about the white one.
Looks like he has a foppish college haircut that's grown out a little bit.
Shoot any of the other ones in the head. The white one must come to me.
Now, this is 3 years before the first Taken movie comes out, and it was refreshing to see Liam Neeson doing some real acting.
Right.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
stand-up, not sit-down Liam Neeson action movie acting, but like
Yeah.
he's in it. Like from this first scene where he's like talking to him and like getting the recruitment, the seeds of recruitment happening here. You're like, oh yeah, but the distracting thing, this goatee is hanging on by a thread.
This fucking magician's costume he's got on. Yeah,
It's a very Ra's al Ghul looking goatee.
It is.
I like the hair. It's got like spiky and
Yes.
back.
yeah.
I like that.
Bruce Wayne's beard is really bad and in parts too. Like clearly there's like reshoots or whatever. Like
Yes.
it is just like fucking
Stapled
SNL
on.
spirit gum.
But were you distracted at any point with this Liam Neeson performance from when he says his backstory that he had a wife
yes.
that was
Taken.
taken?
Yes, dude. Yep.
My wife was taken.
It took me right out of the movie.
I was taken to another movie.
And actually, it was the Saudis. It was exactly them. I'm sorry to say.
My daughter wanted singing lessons, but she was taken.
But yeah, so he meets Bruce. He's like, you're a very special boy. If you can bring this flower, you're trying to take on crime one at a time. You should join the League of Shadows. By the way, we got a little house up the way there. You want to just bring up a special flower?
Yes, bring a special flower and also a bottle of wine. It's a housewarming, of course.
I mean, this flower will knock you on your ass. Watch out. Don't put it in your mouth or nothing. This stuff is intense.
You think Fent is dangerous. Don't touch this flower and then touch your face.
Oh, you may refer to me as Razal. Fuck!
Never mind. Kill him.
Ducard is the name.
There is a great cut here, speaking of Nolan and his editors, where like Liam Neeson is like, find the blue flower before the next jade moon or whatever it is, right? Yeah. And like bring it up to the house on top of the mountain or whatever. And he's like, all right, fine. And it is a smash. He says something like, you'll be let out tomorrow morning and go find the flower. And it is a smash cut to Bruce Wayne getting thrown out of a truck while the truck doesn't even stop.
Love it.
Great.
Now, don't stop at the shitty village. You want the nice one, the one really at the top. There's one close to the top.
I need just like a 1 second shot of him like struggling to get this thing, because it's a straight up like he gets thrown out of the truck.
Yeah.
He looks toward the mountain. He takes 2 steps. And then we cut to him in the village, flower in hand, walking up.
That's what I mean by the movie doesn't breathe. It doesn't have those beats that could help. Like, make it a little longer, maybe.
It's only 2:20, and there's a lot of story.
Yes,
big time,
a ton of story.
Big time.
And how are like so I know it's supposed to be a secret and whatever. There would be locals picking these flowers.
Oh my God!
It would be
out of
a
their
fucking
minds.
industry out there on Blue Rose.
That's a
There
great point.
very well could be. I mean, who knows?
I bet there's so many when he gets them. It's like a huge patch.
Oh,
And I'm
sure.
Like,
You should just stay there and be a drug addict.
yeah, please.
That's what
I
would
do love he's walking up like towards the house, and he's got to walk through the little village to do it. And there's the old guy who just walks by and he's like, don't go up there. No, don't turn back. Very funny. The design of this house, the League of Shadows headquarters, is so cool. It's this like, it's probably 600 years old, but it doesn't look, more than like a year old. Like it's perfectly preserved. Great design here.
Very Mortal Kombat-y too. Like, and insofar as like it's all these weird Asian influences that are sort of smashed together. Even Ken Watanabe speaks no discernible. He's speaking gibberish.
Yeah,
he's not like when he talks, it's not actually any.
Oh, is that right?
language.
Like Jay Peterman in Burma.
Yes, Mahana Machaba.
What did you say? Oh, I don't know. It's gibberish.
But and they put subtitles over it because it's just sort of like it's just supposed to be this kind
almost alien in a way. I
exactly,
guess,
and we're talking again. You want to talk comic books? That's a big thing.
And Ra's al Ghul, scary name, almost as scary. I'd be a little more scared of Ra's al Goblin, right?
Ra's al Ghost.
Yeah, well, but that's Ghoul's kind of a ghosty, right? But a goblin, that's like a thing in the room with you.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's like the first part could be like a sound, and then it's like an exclamation, right? Like Raz, Ghoul.
Yes, yeah. Like I'm real monsters. Yeah,
very similar.
That comic book boy has to say that's translated to the demon's head, I believe.
In the gibberish, it translates to the demon's head.
I don't. In the comics, whatever Ra's al Ghul means is the demon's head.
Okay.
Ra's al Goblin was the band that scored Suspiria.
Yes, that's true.
And it's actually it's a cool again, you're talking influential, like this is sort of a little bit of Iron Man 3 a touch, you know what I mean?
Pretending.
Having Ken Watanabe, who again was a noted actor at this time. He was in The Last Samurai, he was in stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh wow, Ken Watanabe is Ra's al Ghul. That's pretty cool. And like, and maybe he's gonna come on and blah blah blah. But no, he's kind of it's a fun decoy.
He was a great spice into the Nolan stable of people.
Yeah.
Like I think he's
Inception.
fucking awesome in Inception.
Yeah.
That role's really cool. So yeah, it's just like, here we are. This is what the League of Shadows is. It's time for you to train.
Oh, and yes, there's an initiation fee of $2.4 billion. We know who you are, Mr. Wayne.
What is this, UCB?
Oh, come on. You have it. We know you have it.
Oh, that's right, Mr. Wayne. If you take one of our League of Shadows classes, but then you have a more than a 3-month break between the first one and the next one. Well, you have to go back down to the first level, Mr. Wayne. Sorry, that's just League of Shadows policy.
We called these the 101s.
That'll be another $425, Mr. Wayne. Don't worry, it's not a pyramid scheme.
No, yes, we know that you drive delivery for Subway. Still, $425.
His great thing here where Christian Bale's like, because, Liam Neeson says something about like, all right, so we're going to get training right away. And he's like, I've had a long journey. And he's like, evil waits for no one. This is not a dance. And he starts like beating the shit out of him right away.
And there's so like Neeson is so big and imposing here.
Yes.
And just like when he's kicking him, it feels like he's kicking him.
Yeah.
It's just a big hulking Irishman kicking you in the stomach. It's crazy.
And then we get like we're cutting into a big training montage. Most of it is this scene with them sword fighting on a frozen lake, which is dope.
Awesome.
Yes.
And Batman clearly steals his pointed glove thing from the League of Shadows. League of Shadows has a suit here.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. And you bringing up that like fighting on that frozen lake. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look how good that looks.
It's so
because it's an
cool.
actual location.
Well, that's
Right?
and that
Yeah.
is something that Nolan was particularly good at is landscape shots. And
Yes.
Insomnia, the place looks the way that he gets you into that movie so thoroughly is that he really does embed you. He gets all the landscape shots and the little nooks and crannies of cities and like
It's
shots of farms and
He
shit like
cares about where shit is taking
that.
place.
Exactly.
it's Memento, Insomnia, then this. Is that how that works?
I think so, yeah.
Following. Yeah.
Following first.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
See, nobody cares.
I liked following.
It's fine.
No, it's
I
real big.
only saw it once. I didn't give a shit about it.
There is a sliding door moment where, for the longest time, this is supposed to be Aronofsky.
Oh, the year one.
Yeah,
Right.
it was Batman
Oh,
Year
right.
One
I forgot
by
about that.
Aronofsky. Like I
Which
followed,
could have been interesting.
it could have
too.
been, but it's just so interesting that like because who knows what becomes of Nolan if he doesn't have this? You know what I mean?
That's
and
very
what, and
true.
what
Yeah.
what happens to Aronofsky's career, which is kind of like middling at this point.
Yeah, I mean, The Whale was quite a hit to take.
Yeah.
I mean, it won an Oscar, right? So
that is not a good thing to be saying. I wouldn't be advertising
Okay.
that.
That is a truly forgettable film
I
in
still-
almost every sense
I
of the word.
still haven't.
You don't have
Still
to.
happy.
You really
It's-
don't
yeah,
have to.
you're
You're
out
totally
here.
fine. You're
But
totally
yeah,
fine.
but I just sort of an interesting like what if that because that was like the pinnacle of me and like in college reading about like, oh my god, are they gonna make Batman Year One with Darren Aronofsky? And like there was like it was all sorts of like it was gonna be really gritty and it was gonna be very
He's a
like,
mechanic.
he was a mechanic or something.
Yes.
It kind of
Right, it was
the
just
script
like
was a little-
Batman driving a car, which I
Kind
kind of
of,
got
yeah.
into. I'm kind of for
Alfred
it.
was supposed to be like this master mechanic that finds Bruce Wayne on the streets,
yes
takes him under wing, and that's like he learns how to build, like he builds the Batmobile from scratch.
Oh, that's way stupid, especially because the book of Batman Year One is fucking awesome.
it is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean,
that-
it was just Aronofsky likes machines, so he
Yeah.
well,
wasn't
that's
like
fine.
gonna-
I'm just saying, don't call it Batman Year One then, because it's something completely not
Completely
that.
not.
Because they were going it, they were developing first with Schumacher to do Year One the original way.
Yeah.
with
And then
the big
Schumacher
style
took
flourish.
care of that.
Well, yeah. Well, this is all after Batman Robin.
That's
This
what I'm
is-
saying.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
It was
I mean,
over,
they
yeah.
still wanted it. That's the weird thing about Batman and Robin. Even though it tanked and it had that kind of thing, immediately after they were still like, yeah, let's do a fifth one.
Well, it was
do
supposed to be Batman Unchained, I think it was called. It had Goldblum as the Scarecrow. Was going to be
Cage.
was Cage.
Cage is supposed
Oh,
to be
really?
the
Interesting.
Scarecrow.
Interesting.
Huh.
It's all comic book movie news apocryphal,
Yeah, yeah.
but you know, but
Sure.
but it's all of this was happening instead of this movie, and then this movie actually happened and is
Yeah.
Thank
much
God
better
for
than
that.
all of that stuff.
You know what I appreciate? Again, speaking of the editing, when we get into all this training stuff, it's just there's some cut somewhere and it's a clean shaven Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
You don't have that like I feel like so many movies when you have the person coming back from whatever, the guy coming back from whatever,
yeah.
it's like the ubiquitous like I'm looking in the mirror and I'm slowly clipping off my beard into the
Yeah.
sink.
As
You know what I
Needle
mean?
in the Hay plays. And then Batman kills himself tomorrow.
You're doing it in the bathroom in a hospital. You're eating a sick lady's egg sandwich.
I do love like all this stuff with Neeson about like, you know, you're not paying attention to your surroundings. You left yourself him doing like just the gentle ice tap and knocking him into the water. That's so
Yes.
cool.
Oh, rub your chest, your arms will take care of themselves.
Can I tell you how often I think about that when I'm cold? Like if I ever walk outside and it's like real like shiver-tastic kind of weather, in my head I just hear, rub your chest, your arms will help themselves.
This movie has saved countless lives, right?
Yeah. This is when he's like, oh yes, I had a wife and she was taken. They taken her.
Those ghastly Albanians.
There's a great there's a line that Neeson has here. He's just the sentence is just the will to act.
Yes.
But it is the most Sean Connery sounding.
Yeah.
Like, it's the will to act. Like he really Connery's up this one delivery. It was really cool.
And also, you were talking about earlier about it's driving home these messages. He says, become a symbol like 50 times.
This is also being intercut with floppy Bruce Wayne back from college.
Right.
I'm not going back to Princeton.
I liked it fine. They didn't like me though. I was doing too many pranks.
Yeah, I was pranking the dean every week.
No, yeah, I got laid, but I didn't like it.
Yeah. And I love Alfred being like, no, you should sleep in the master bedroom because this is your house. Stop being a fat little bitch.
Dude, I feel like there is a devastating line that it's not like, I mean, I guess it's just Alfred knows what's up and he's, I guess, more emotionally mature than I am. But like when Bruce Wayne, like after that whole, like, this is, you're now the master of the house, you should live in the big room and whatever. He's basically like, you know what, Alfred? This is my family, not yours. Mind your own business. Basically, like, you're not family. And I'm like, oh, this fucker raised you. What are you doing?
That's the part that's always weird. Because like at the end of the first little fat little bitch with Bruce Wayne, his last scene is him crying to Alfred, like, it's my fault. I ran out.
The funeral, yes.
And I could have done something. No, it was only him. It was only him.
Yep.
And like, that's nice, but then like, how is he still his father and butler at the at some point you need to take the jacket off and be like, I'm the administrator of this estate. Here's a new butler. His name is Tom. You know what I mean? Like,
hello, Tom.
Now Tom's gonna get your sandwiches, and I'm gonna sign your homework. That's how it's gonna work.
Alfred, I just don't like the way that Tom wipes my ass. I like the way you do it.
You're telling this kid curfew, and you're still like, all right, Master Wayne, it's 5 more minutes till you go to bed. Well, and I'd be like, fuck you, butler.
Well, I mean, think about it this way, dude. Like, so much of parenting is just being a butler.
It's true. Yeah.
You're wiping ass, you're feeding, you know what I mean? So you are the butler.
And you don't get paid for it like this guy. He's raking it in. What is Alfred's deal? He just likes this family.
Well, 0 rent, first of all.
That's nice.
No, now he's the administrator of the estate. All those, he's got his fingers in all those little pies.
Little Swiss bank accounts happening.
It does make sense though, because he is copying almost everything that Thomas Wayne said. Like, everything Thomas Wayne says, he's like, oh, that's absolutely true. I fucking love you. I love you so fucking much. I'm going to say exactly what you just said again. Here you go. Little Mr. Wayne. Why do we fall down? My dad said that. Shut the fuck up. Why do we fall down?
Now I am the father, and I'm going to say all the things your father said to you, but it's coming out of my mouth.
It's Alfred's philosophy now.
Maybe he was dating the father.
Ooh.
Or was it a thing?
Those were my pearls.
Was
you're going to give him to your horn, are you?
Was Alfred supposed to also have been Thomas's butler? Because then it's like, that motherfucker's stealing my lines. I said that to him when he was a little pit.
And was he born into it? Like his father was also the butler there?
My father, Jeeves Pennyworth, you see.
We don't get that in this one. We get them in the second two, which is like, back when I was running guns with the whatever, like that whole situation.
Yes. He was doing like some real like secret action work in Africa.
Yes,
at one point.
Made him his Jaws 4 character.
Well, that's that laid the groundwork for that Pennyworth series that nobody has ever watched,
except for my mother. But yes, you're mostly right. I don't know why. Like she cornered me one time. Like, "Are you watching Pennyworth?" I'm like, "Are you?"
Well, I mean, if that's sweet, if she's like trying to get you, like, be like, "I like a comic book."
Well, I think she's trying to like meet you halfway.
Yeah.
And you throw it in her face.
Hold on, I was not nasty about it.
Did you think she was joking though? You started laughing at her?
No, I was just like, "Oh no, I haven't seen it yet." She's like, "Oh, it's really good." I'm like, "Is it?"
That is the total parent thing, right? It's like, oh, my child likes this. Let me try to also get into it. And then they pick like the lamest version of it.
There is a good runner, another line runner where it's like, I guess you haven't given up on me yet, Alfred. Never. Never. It's a great Michael Caine. Never. By the way, this was offered to Anthony Hopkins and he turned it down. And then they went,
Thank
exactly.
God.
Smart move.
This was huge for Caine's career because then he becomes Nolan's guy. It's amazing he's not an Oppenheimer. There's 600 people in it, and you can't find one.
I think at this point it was like I can't be on movies.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, I don't think he's like enfeebled. I think it's just like I'm done.
Yeah.
It's all over.
What would he play? Like, I don't know. He's just, like a shriveled little California raisin, I guess. He
play
could play.
Hirohito, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And Michael Caine as Hirohito.
They bloody did what?
No, I'm not going to show any of the footage from the bomb dropping, but I am going to have one elongated scene of Hirohito with, yes, that's right, Sir Michael Caine. Sir Michael Caine will be playing Hirohito.
And the makeup effects will really knock you on your ass.
Just put a Ra's al Ghul goatee on him and go for it.
Not since Kevin Spacey and all the money in the world have we.
But yeah, so like he's back in town. Rachel picks him up. And he's still in fat little bitch mode. He's just sulking.
Spiritually.
Yeah.
He's no longer an actual, but his spirit is a fat
You're
little
right.
bitch.
His
still.
soul is rotten.
Yes, exactly.
I love this whole thing because he's back because it's Joe Chill's like sentencing or whatever, the trial. And I feel like this doesn't really happen ever because he's a fucking billionaire playboy. But like this rare moment of like Bruce Wayne getting a ride from Rachel Dawes in her like shitbox Ford Taurus.
Yes.
And I'm like, look, it's Bruce Wayne riding in a shitty car. Look at that.
Not bad.
And this is Katie Holmes. I feel like there was like a casting list and like Nolan was like, I want to bring in all these people. I want to cast Rutger Hauer. I want to cast Mark Boone Jr. And like, all right. But you got to give us Katie Holmes because she was hot at the moment, right? Like this is like
I think so, right?
She's still a big,
kind of a name. She was,
was
but
she
in
with
movies
Tom?
though,
Was she
Not
still with Tom
now,
Cruise?
but back then, right?
oh, maybe this was
this was right around the cruise stuff was happening.
Okay, then I
Like he's
believe
jumping
it.
on the couch. So like the Us Weekly crowd, you get Rachel, you get Katie Holmes in. Now you got that line.
I'm gonna say I don't think she's that bad.
No, she's not that bad,
I think
no.
she's just fine. Like,
I mean,
you
yeah.
put this performance up against most of the shit I have to eat with fucking MCU acting, and I'm like, this is good. What are you talking about?
The thing is, it's a Nolan movie, so she's underwritten. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
of
Like she
course.
doesn't have a ton to do. I think that she's not fantastic, but I don't think she's terrible. I think Maggie Gyllenhaal is like a slight improvement, and then they're like, let's just kill her. What if we actually killed her?
Yeah, someone was like, you know what, Chris, do us all a favor and just kill this character in the
Yes.
second movie. Like, come on. Even though it's a very consequential kill. I mean, that whole sequence in that movie is great.
It is.
But I mean, yeah, she's totally fine. You know, what's a great moment when, like, after all of this, like after the Chill gets Oswalded in the courthouse or whatever, which is great. When she sees he brings the gun out in the car and she's just slapping him in the face.
So that's like 2 or 3 times. It's great.
Yeah, I loved it.
I do love
It's
Joe
working
Chill.
for me, yeah.
I'm sorry for what I did. There's no way for me
Which
to
he doesn't
apologize for what I
exactly
did.
say that,
Yeah.
right? He says something a little different, but we've
No.
summarized it to that.
Not a day goes by that I don't wish I could take back what I did, but that don't change what I did.
I also
I'd
stopped.
like ours better.
It is consolidated.
I'm sorry for what I did.
I'm sorry for what I did. I also stopped for a hot dog on my way home that night. I'm sorry for that too. Gave me a stomach ache. I didn't like it.
Traded some pearls for a hot dog.
I'm sorry I broke my diet that very same night.
There's no way to take back what I did. I should have let it blow me. I should have let it blow me and left. That's what I should have done.
I was horny at the time. I thought about it for a minute, and then I didn't do it. I shoot him.
These are the what ifs that are going to stay with me for the rest of my life. Oh, I'll be dead in minutes. Excellent.
Can I get at least one hot dog before I leave?
Because he's going to flip on Falcone. They were cellmates, and I guess Falcone was just telling him all sorts of stuff.
Which feels very unlike Falcone. I mean, I guess if it's in the sense of like, well, I'm more
I
or
own
less
this
still
town.
untouchable.
Right,
I don't give a shit.
What's also funny about the writing of the movie is like Falcone, we'll never pin it to him. Oh my God, we'll never be able to prove something against him. You did. He was in prison apparently recently.
Again. We won't be able to do it again.
There you go.
He's so untouchable that this lady assassin could say, "Hey Joe, Falcone says hi."
Oh, yeah.
Shoots him right in the heart.
Very smart move by Falcone sending a blonde babe to do this too, which is that no one's going to suspect the blonde babe assassin, which is pretty sweet.
So Rachel Dawes is like, things are worse than ever down here. Your parents' money is running out or whatever the fuck. He shows her the gun. She's like, you know what? You want to go fucking shoot somebody? Go shoot Falcone right in this club right
Drives right up to the hideout, basically like laying on the horn, like, hey, Falcone, guess who's coming in to say hi?
Chicago actor Tom Wilkinson, come out here right now.
This voice that he's doing is so fucking fabulous.
For some reason, I love it.
I
don't think it should work, but it works.
You know what it reminds me of is whenever you would have like the mafia characters on the animated series.
Yes.
Because those were always big and cartoonish in their own way.
That's, I think, maybe this is just giving myself an out. I don't think so. I think what's good about this is like making him do this does add to the idea of theatricality as the weapon, like as the thing that makes you scary. Like the fact that he is faking the Chicago, like an actual faking the Chicago accent, that is part of him like creating a character. And that echoes what the movie's all about.
The actor or the man he's playing?
Both. I mean, both.
You're saying Falcone's putting on this voice?
Well, no, like
because he fell down a fucking tunnel of sausages.
No. I mean,
as a boy.
I mean, maybe because it is a theatrical performance. Like he is.
Yeah.
Like that adds, I think, to as much with.
Well, just in that sense of like
Batman,
it needs to be big
Scarecrow.
and broad. He's doing like a 1950s gangster.
Yes.
I mean,
stuff like that.
It's basically when you go to a really nice Italian restaurant and they give you the little saucer that you can put olive oil in to dip your bread. The olive oil is scenery, and he is just fucking scraping the bottom of that little bowl and just noshing on that bread
till there's nothing left.
Because the movie needs it because it's just sort of like it's a really interesting thing where like Nolan just lets people do what they want to do, kind of a thing as a director. Like, oh, you're going to be huge. Okay, then Christian's going to be kind of smaller, and like that kind of those things. Black and white, you can see the contrast. And
I think that's the energy, like because like the actor does have to do the thing that that character is doing. It makes all these performances stick out way more.
Yeah. Like, and I think like nigh on 20 years ago when I saw this in theaters, just being much younger, this stuff worked less for me because in my head I was like, no, this is the Christopher Nolan Batman. This is serious stuff. You know what I mean? And like, because I mean, so much of it is presented to you as this is a serious thing.
Right. Because this was back then, this was the dark and gritty.
Yeah.
We did not know how much darker and grittier it would soon get.
Exactly. Batman branding people for pedophiles or whatever the fuck happens in those
Zack
Snyder
I
movies.
forgot about
sound
that.
of bat freedom.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, God. Yeah. Ringing the bell and that bell for you. Absolutely. But like when I was experiencing it now, I was like, no, like these movies need that stuff because you can't be all in. I mean, even the Batman has funny moments.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It,
and that movie's as dark as it gets.
Oh, absolutely,
both physically and otherwise.
Turn on the lights in that movie a little bit, Matt.
I do love, that he sits down with Falcone and like he gets roughed up a little by his goons, and it's like, you think you're gonna come down here and you're gonna intimidate me because you think you got nothing to lose, and he's like, but you haven't thought it through. He brings out this gun. It's like, you didn't think about your old butler. I'm like, you know about his butler? Like, how does he know about Alfred?
Oh, well, I think like, I mean, maybe at the time of the murders, it was like in the news,
that's true.
And now the new executor of the estate / father, but also definitely still
I
butler.
was also betting on the ponies, and I was in big with Falcone.
Deep. On the front page of the Gotham Gazette is a picture of Alfred that says "From Butler to Billion."
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He arranged those murders to clear up his gambling debts.
They won't even let me in the horse racing track no more. They only let me put money on the dogs, Mr. Wayne.
They've chased me out of the OTP.
One of the characters I love here is the judge from the trial who's also in the bar. This guy has a face. I mean, he looks like the way they draw the characters in the Frank Miller Dark Knight books.
Yeah.
Like, he just looks like an animated nightmare, this guy. And I'm sure like in real life, he might just be a very nice family man or whatever, but he looks so perfect
and he's so massive.
Yeah.
And like he's got these two girls and he's like laughing.
Like, he's got a real like cheese shredder face on him.
He's like a cartoon of an Irishman. Like, it's like you would expect this man to be in The Quiet Man, and instead he's just this judge that like he gets 2 shots in the whole movie. I think is him laughing with the 2 broads, and then him on the.
I think later on he's the one that releases like when we come back the first trial with Caine. He's the judge there too. I think he's around a little bit, but he doesn't have a line.
Is he blown up in The Dark Knight when the Joker's killing all those people?
I don't remember.
Because it's like a DA gets killed.
Loeb gets killed.
Loeb gets killed.
Loeb is the same Loeb.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think he is. I don't think he's there.
But so whatever. He gets thrown out, and he realizes he's like, he's like, you do always fear what you don't understand. We're talking about fear again.
Good line.
It is, and you always fear what you don't understand. And he realizes that he doesn't understand poverty, so now he's going to go to Asia ? And figure it out.
Well, because he hops this. I don't think it's like I'm going to go to Asia to do this specifically. It's like the freighter is pulling out of the harbor and he runs on. It gives Raid Serbeja his coat there before he goes.
I do love that. Rachel, like they're driving and he's complaining, and like literally she pulls off to show him what it's like. Before he's getting to Falcone. Like,
oh right,
like she's like, look, it's really bad. See all the homeless people. It's like, what? Homeless people?
Homeless?
What?
Homeless.
So I thought there was only an upper Wacker Drive. There's a lower Wacker Drive.
So you can be a person on Earth and not have a home? What?
You know what? I'm going to call the president and tell him about this, and I'm going to make sure this doesn't happen anymore because I'm Wayne, goddammit.
Wait, so they don't have houses, but where do their butlers live?
Yes.
And instead of me, the richest person on earth, helping and providing for all these people, what if I dressed in a costume and beat them to death?
Yes. Because I'm an idea. I'm a wraith.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
So we cut back to the sort of the end of the training montage, which is like graduation day. We do have in the training montage this pudgy criminal who is in a cage.
Sure.
And it's just like, oh, he stole his neighbor's land and murdered him. It's like, oh, wow, that sucks. It's like, doesn't that piss you off? Doesn't that really get your goat?
Really rouse you up, doesn't it?
Yeah, he
killed.
didn't. Well, he didn't do it in Gotham, so I guess it's okay.
He took somebody else's potatoes. How you think about that? I do like that the final fucking touch is like, can you keep chill when you hit this shit?
That's true.
Let's see if you can really take a hit
Take
here,
a
brother.
big hit off this blue
This is a
ball.
water bong we've got here.
Now you're going to have to hold it 30 seconds minimum now. Hold it in there.
Oh, yes, the final test, the gravity ball. Those things will fucking put you in the moon, dude.
Oh, absolutely, dude. That's a one and done.
So-
You're good for the afternoon.
You hit that, and then you have to go through a maze of ninjas.
Who now, by the way, because you're so fucking stoned, all have zombie eyes. So that's something.
Great.
I love the cool little zombie glowing eyes
It's
thing.
fun.
It's straight out of a fucking Italian horror movie from the 80s.
I do like the little the way the cut on the arm and him
Yes.
giving the 2 cuts on the arm to the other guy.
Right?
Yes.
You know, kind of a risky move to start cutting ninjas.
But that's what makes him so good, isn't it, Eric?
Yes. And it tricks Liam Neeson's
Yeah.
character
Dumbass.
into thinking it was the other guy.
You must leave no sign. I didn't.
It's
Fucking
pretty
idiot.
cool.
Yeah.
It's
And then-
crazy though, like
Raz Al Goblin up there.
it's crazy that like you're such a like highly skilled ninja that you can be cut with a sword and like not flinch.
Yeah.
Well done. Also, you don't know it until you're hearing it, but the gift of Liam Neeson using the word ninja, incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Just hearing that guy have to say ninja repeatedly,
Yeah,
awesome.
it's nice.
Awesome stuff.
All right, so here's your graduation day. Cut this fat criminal up.
Yes.
He is the fat bitch who used to be. You have to destroy him.
Kill your old self.
And he should have just did it, and he should have became part of the League of Shadows. He should have destroyed Gotham, right?
Sure.
Oh, that's in the Batman What If series.
Yeah.
What
But
if he
then I
killed that
think-
That's what
guy?
I would do.
That puts us on the road to serial killer branding the pedophile Batman.
Oh, I
Sure.
guess that's true.
That's true.
I mean, also he's been there for months. You don't understand. Like, is Ducard playing it too close to the chest, not letting him know? Like, and by the way, we kill people all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's something like.
No, they're just nice ninjas on a hill I met.
Like, this
that's-
should not be this big of a
I
surprise.
should call them nice jas.
Well, I mean,
Nice.
Yeah, nice jitsu we've been training in.
Tiger, nice
Yeah,
jitsu.
It's like leaving a over 20% tip, and
All of our
smiling.
finishing moves are just friendships.
Yeah,
Yes,
yes.
exactly.
We all just hug each other all the time.
Yeah. How is this the first time the murdering
Well,
is coming?
Yeah.
That to me speaks to like the one thing I will say I still don't think he's good at is like really showing the ugliness of violence.
Yeah.
Like or the bluntness of violence rather. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't like blood. He doesn't
Yeah.
like showing like mangled faces or shit like
Ooh,
like
mangled face would go a long way.
like that's the thing is like what I remember why I always was hesitant to like this Dark Knight was that is I felt like he was
The bloodless.
those things were it felt purposeful where everything else felt very much like he was trying to go make something naturalistic, realistic, and all this. It felt like he was very pointed. Like I do not want to show that. I don't know
Did he
how to do that.
Course correct in the Dark Knight, you think, with the magic trick and all that, because that was kind of brutally
But you
violent.
don't
I don't know.
see
You don't see.
anything.
You're right. You don't really see it either.
You don't
But I mean,
see it.
well, we're
Especially
fighting-
not the guy that gets the pencil through.
We're
the
also
eye.
yeah.
two things. One, apparently the bloodlessness, according to him anyway, was
Studio.
he wanted to keep it open for kids.
Oh,
not
okay.
not little kids. He knew like 8-year-olds. He was like probably around like 10 to 12 years old. Like
Right.
apparently he was very inspired by the 78 Superman. He's like, I want this to sort of be a bit on like not tiny kids, but like little like the kids old enough.
Like
and, like
10 to 12. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and-
when
and
I
the
saw this. I
bloodlessness.
was,
Well, because
I was
also
12 years old.
famously,
you were not.
I was 12 years old when this came out.
Uh-huh.
famously with that 78 Superman, Richard Donner decided to cut the moment where Superman rips that guy's throat out.
Yeah.
And shows it to him before he dies.
Man, wouldn't it be cool if Superman broke somebody's neck?
Oh,
That'd be
my
fucking
God.
awesome.
That
What?
sounds like a character thing he'd do.
Snyder.
Why don't we do that? Instead of calling it Superman, we call it Baby Brightburn.
Oh, dude.
I
That
never saw
fucking
that
movie.
How is it, Chris?
It's horrible. Oh, I would never
Brightburn
watch
is no good.
it. Really, like one or two really good kills, but like
That's
not
the movie
much
where
more.
it's like, what if a Superman like child was
Yes.
a killer?
becomes a serial killer essentially.
I never saw it, but it sounds like with better execution, that's a pretty cool idea.
It just
Yeah.
seems like a movie that I should enjoy at 11:30 p.m. on a Saturday night, but apparently not.
No, I don't think you're gonna.
Yeah.
I mean,
How much like wailing electric guitars in that movie?
no, it's more grim dark. It's more of the
Yeah.
like
Oh,
trying.
yeah.
Like,
So the wailing of the women is what's happening.
more
in
of that, yeah. Like some very mordant strings, you know.
Right. He's making everyone widows that night.
Yes, that one. That one.
That
But so
Brightburn.
instead of murdering this criminal, who, by the way, surely dies in the next scene.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all for nothing.
He flings this this hot poker on these explosives on the supply of explosives we have in the rafters. Apparently,
yeah.
Okay, Bruce, I guess you'd rather burn him alive. Sure.
Also, you won't kill him, but you'll kill all of us. Is that?
Wow, you're the best to ever do it.
No, I really do think we should have the cauldron right below the explosives room. I think that makes the most design sense.
And you want the explosive room A, exposed, and B, up there.
Yeah. And then, of course, the Bruce Wayne mindset. It's like, oh, my God, I got to save the other white guy here.
Yes.
That's it.
Only Ducard will be saved from that. I mean, because
He gets to the
Ken
sword-
Watanabe looks dead as hell.
Well, he gets to
Razal
this-
Goblin is definitely killed.
He gets in a sword fight with Ra's al Goblin. And
That's some great fighting, the two of them,
Yes.
Watanabe and Bale going at it.
yeah, and he's making some fun noise. Like, yeah. Oh.
It's pretty great.
I also love Ken Watanabe, whatever accent he's trying to do, when he's like, Gotham must be destroyed, like Constantinople or Rome.
Yes.
He says the fire he puts under the word Rome. Ooh,
great. That's like the greatest hit, you know? It's the best one. I also love the talk about like the organization's been around for like 3,000 years. Yeah. It's sort of like this dark Illuminati thing.
Right.
I want in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I want in.
Well, are you able to get the Blue Rose and walk all the way up that mountain?
I will be the court jester while you chop off guys' heads for eating pigs that aren't theirs.
So they're just sticking you full of the Blue Rose stuff and seeing you whatever you do.
Hey, man, I'm the court jester of the League of Shadows, man. Just give me some more of the blue stuff, man.
That over there, that's Bane. That's my daughter Talia al Ghul. You'll meet her very soon. Oh, and that's Eric.
I will suck your dick with the blue stuff.
We kind of keep him around for laughs.
My teeth are falling out.
Yeah, you see how he's playing with that decapitated head. That's my favorite bit. I love that bit.
That's
he does.
a funny bit, dude.
Everyone is he must have killed
Decimated.
15 people here, including that fat little criminal.
That guy's done.
Great. I love the sliding down the mountain.
Really cool shit.
Beautiful, like the scope of these things.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
sometimes he cuts around too much. You don't see all the action you might want, but the scope of these locations and what they're doing with it. Seeing Liam Neeson hanging over this cliff. Yes.
And he's holding on by his spiky thing. Somewhere like in the early going, Nolan and Goyer is like, the spiky stuff on his arms? I want to use that. And he's like, yes, I've always wanted to use that.
What if those things could like rip a sword in half?
Yeah.
Maybe we put that at the end of the movie.
Yes.
What if they did anything at all? And here we have him doing it. It's great.
I do love too the like scream grunt that comes out of Christian Bale as he one arm lifts Liam fucking Neeson up back over the cliff. That is what it would sound like if you tried to do that with Liam Neeson.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it would be.
couldn't do it. You couldn't do it unless maybe he pissed himself, make himself a little lighter, just ever so slightly.
It's just these drips coming down his leg. While
hang on a second. I'm going to lose a couple of quarts here. Hang on. All right, now try.
I was holding it in during the ceremony. I didn't want to stop the proceedings.
But now, it's time to call Daddy. Daddy's gonna pick me up.
It's so funny, right? Because he just shows up
A private jet,
wherever landing script.
I mean, that is the thing, right? It's like at any point he wanted to, you just got a beep boop bop on the telephone, and a private jet will take you either away from the League of Shadows village, away from the Chinese prison, like wherever you want to get out of, you can always kind of pull that ripcord. Mm-hmm. So you're like, yeah, I mean, yes, it is self-imposed exile, but it's also like, you could fucking call it whenever you want.
You have a big old safety net by the name of Alfred Pennyworth.
Well, I think that's part of like his not to get too stupid, but journey is the fact that like he goes from thinking like, how do I deny the money the privilege I was given, give it all up, go into exile, or do I use it in my own particular way to try to do something? Right. I mean, it is almost effective altruism, almost. So not so great, but I think that's a better idea ultimately than just being like, he's a rich guy and he did it.
And
that's
this
true.
is the first of, the scene of Moody Bruce as a teen, you don't get it, but this is like really the core of this movie and this trilogy is the interplay of Bruce Wayne and Alfred is really, it's funny, it's light, it always moves the story along. It's everything for these movies.
It is, but it's also, it's kind of funny too if you think about it. On this plane ride home, he's just like, I got to become more than a man, like a masked vigilante. When shall we get started, sir?
There's no like, maybe you should take the week, think it over, and if you still want to become a masked vigilante at the end of the week, fine. But he's from the jump like, all right, what do we need? A checklist of supplies.
All right, I'm gonna become a bat, Alfred. A bat. Oh, all right, that's cool. Give me 1 second. Hello, Nut House.
But you
Arkham, dude.
Yeah.
No, because he's definitely whatever the overriding butler union is in the entire globe. He is part of it, and he is a major player. And one thing if you're taking care of rich people, is their kids turn into crazy people.
Sure.
Every single one of them is insane.
Yep. Look at Ben Dreyfuss.
Holy mother of God. The Coke kids, also nuts. But so you're ready for. You're like, oh. Fuck it. Oh, my time to shine.
Yeah,
Here's
exactly.
the bat stuff. I'm ready to go, brother.
He also, Alfred does point out the thing here, which, is also sort of part of it. He's like, oh, yeah, this makes sense. You hide your identity to do this, not only to like protect yourself, but indeed protect the people that, you care about in your circle or whatever, which is why you gotta stop telling people you're Batman. Like he tells fucking Katie Holmes that he's Batman, and like at the end of
almost
this movie,
immediately, yeah.
And you're just like, dude, you're breaking. That's why you're putting the mask on in the first place.
No, it's not.
It's for sex stuff.
Get his rocks off.
Primarily sex.
He's gonna
We learned
beat up
that
some poor guy.
Bruce Wayne has been declared legally dead.
7 years, that's the rule.
And it's like, and Alfred has inherited all of the money.
How the paperwork that's going to incur when to bring you back from the dead. Oh my goodness!
On the plane ride home, Alfred should just take out a gun. You're supposed to stay dead, Mr. Wayne.
And I'm not filling out all that paperwork.
That's right.
I had
Two
already
Waynes with the same gun.
I had already figured out my own vigilante story. I was going to be old man.
It's the plane just turns into the opening scene of Dark Knight Rises with the other plane above. It's like only one of us is getting off this plane, Master Wayne. Michael Caine climbing.
Oh, could you imagine?
We get introduced to what I realized this time around is I feel in the grand conversation of these three movies, a dude who kind of gets the short end of the stick as far as villain performances. Fucking Cillian Murphy as Jonathan Crane, I think is fabulous. And like, it's only because like the tidal wave that was Heath Ledger as the Joker, and then like the way that they built up Bane before the movie came out, but that also wound up overshadowing it. But I think he is so goddamn good in this movie
and also he knows enough. Like he's read the script. He knows that it's Ra's al Ghul's movie. I'm gonna have a couple of great scenes, and I'm kind of gonna be a punchline, and I'm happy to be a punchline. You know what I mean? Like, it's a jobber performance, and he knows that, and I think it helps inform what this character is.
But he doesn't treat it like
no.
Yes, he doesn't throw it away. I think every scene works with him. I think like a lot of Batman movies, this is just kind of the thing we have to deal with now. It's overstuffed. Like they're just trying too many stuff. They're putting too much story into it. The same is true of the new Batman. Way too much. But like, I kind of accept it because they're hitting the right notes for him in this one. All the stuff I need from him, plus a little character work, is there.
It's that thing that like, as much as I still believe that Batman Returns is my favorite Batman movie.
Not a question.
It did also present itself as like a blessing and a curse, because that is the introduction of multiple villains.
Yes.
And so like you have this here, and I think frankly, like you could have just had this be a Scarecrow movie, the Ra's al Ghul stuff, let it just be a footnote in the training thing and whatever. Maybe that's the next movie comes back or something. If you just let this be a Jonathan Crane Scarecrow movie, badass. Because he's so good. And when he the last you see of him in this movie, when Katie Holmes shoots him in the face with that flare or whatever it is, and like
a taser.
Yes, he gets tased in the face, and it is the headless horseman visual. Like it's so cool, and it just gets so overshadowed by the rest of the fighting on the subway and all that shit. Like it's so cool.
Yeah,
it is good. But this one, I think the two villain thing kind of works because you take Ra's al Ghul goes away, comes back, and then
they're never
Jonathan
scheming
Crane,
at the same time. More or less.
They're not like holding a parlor scene of how to take down Batman or whatever.
Yeah.
It's Crane being this pawn used by a greater power, but he's a great power in of himself.
Yes, but also Falcone is also
that's another
an element.
Falcone floating around. I mean, it's cool because like it's not this so when we're introduced to him, he is evaluating Mr. Zsasz, who's another low tier Batman character who's floated around a lot.
Played by Chris Messina in Birds of Prey.
Right. Yes, that's right.
Okay.
But he's this whole scam of like Crane is evaluating all of these, Falcone mob guys and being like, oh yeah, too crazy for jail, but better let me have him, kind of a thing.
Oh, you say he likes crocodiles. Well, we'll see what happens with that.
He's not faking, not that one.
Yeah. The worminess of this performance cannot
yes,
be.
It's so that's what's great about it. Yes. It's that like bookishness of like this like a office creature type of thing. He's part of this institution. He's posing as a this doctor, really. Yeah, I mean, he is a doctor, but
he's doing pretend doctor work right here.
Another thing, I don't know why everybody like really gets on Katie Holmes, because like those scenes between her and him are what give each, like especially him, the character points.
Yeah.
And I'm like, those scenes sing. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with it.
It was popular to hate on her at the time.
I guess so.
But yeah, I mean, all of her being like, what you're doing is clearly bullshit. Like, especially with when Falcone goes in there and is crying insanity, and she's like, isn't it kind of convenient that this dude in his like 70s with no history of mental illness, right when he gets arrested, he goes cuckoo? And that's the great when he comes out and he's got like a handkerchief. He's almost like waving himself. Oh, that one's not faking. I'll tell you that. Woo-hoo, nutcase.
There's nothing convenient about his symptoms.
Yes. Yeah. Really, really great.
So that's going on. Meanwhile, Wayne goes to Wayne Enterprises to sort of apply for a job. This is where we meet the great Rutger Hauer.
R.I.P. Hell yeah.
I know.
Love this dude.
Oh, he's amazing. Back in the day when we were doing some interviews and stuff, I reached out to his representation.
Oh, really?
And they were like, yeah, okay, no, this sounds good. Yeah, I'm going to float it by Rutger.
Wow.
He said no.
You know what? Smart move.
Yeah, that
absolutely
tracks.
smart. Because it's like, I think I wanted because he was in Deadlock too, and I think I might have led with that. I don't think he wants to talk about Deadlock.
Probably not.
Well, and that's what it's sort of. And Nolan hasn't done this in a little bit, but for a while he was into hiring 80s action stars into his movies.
Faces. He's very good about getting characters that are very distinct. Because
Berenger is in Inception,
right?
Oh,
he's
right.
He's great.
He brings Berenger back. Yeah, like, he was doing a little, like almost Tarantino-y, like, ooh, remember this guy kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. He should do that more.
But it's still, I mean, it's like Chris's point about the faces thing. Like, think about, I mean, Oppenheimer.
So many faces.
Benny Safdie. I love that dude, but that's a character actor face that he has.
Yes, for sure.
And he just fits into that world so perfectly, so sweatily.
And he stocks that movie specifically because he's moving, I guess, now more to 90s, early aughts, because you got Krumholtz.
And
Krumholtz in that movie is awesome.
Angarano, whatever
Michael Angarano, whatever his name is.
The Nick and a bunch of other stuff.
Even what's his face?
Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett, yes. Like that was like
a
guy that like was sort of toiling in obscurity a bit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
For sure.
And he looks like I've never seen someone look more handsome.
Like a fine wine.
Yes. My God.
And he's crazy. I love it.
I know everyone wanted to fuck him in the 90s. I didn't really, but now I want to fuck him now.
Well, it moved, dude. It moved.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be. He was offered Batman.
Really?
He was on
Which
the list.
One?
This one.
Yes.
He was on the list. It was this guy. It was him, Bale, and weirdly Henry Cavill.
Cavill was on that list. Obviously, Cillian Murphy was on the list. You'll see those pictures.
Oh, little Batman.
Oh yeah. Little.
Really? Little Batman.
There's his screen test leaked.
Really?
You can watch it.
I had no
online.
idea.
And Ian Bailey as well.
Who's that?
Of Fight Club fame, he was like an almost guy. Like he's
who is he in Fight Club? It's probably not gonna help me.
He's in the club, I guess.
He's in the club. He's like one of the younger ones in the club.
Okay,
he's like he was like an almost guy.
Oh, interesting.
Did a lot of small roles like the one in Fight Club, and then just never got the big kick.
But so like it's Rutger Hauer doing
Bruce. You were supposed to be dead. It's kind of awesome because you can read. It's all in Rutger Hauer's performance right here. You get that internal like, God damn it, he's back.
You know that he's thinking about like, well, how could have him killed. It's been a while. I haven't done that in a while. I could call up those guys. I know those guys.
Carmine, I know I haven't called you in a while.
You never call me. It's been so many birthdays, so many Christmases I haven't heard from you as I thought you were dead.
You know, if I was in the room with you right now, I could shoot you and nobody would do nothing. You say this every time you ever meet. You keep talking about how you can shoot people.
That's why I stopped calling. It's quite annoying.
The favors aren't worth it, I'll be honest with you, except for this time where I need you to shoot Bruce in the head.
And this is a great, like, what do you want to do? He's like, I thought I'd come and get a job and just see how my father's company runs. And he's like, well, all right, what are you thinking? And he's like, applied sciences. And it's like, why the fuck would you want to work down there?
Are you trying to become Batman or something?
No reason.
Oh, wait. Oh, that's Fox's department. God damn it. I knew it.
I hate that guy.
He's got all the nice weapon stuff.
And this is the GOAT, Morgan Freeman, as Lucius Fox. Fuck, it's kind of interesting because this was a Batman character that I know existed before this movie, but I just was completely unaware of it.
Yeah.
Like, I know he pops up in animated series here and there, or whatever, but it just wasn't like a character that registered. And it rapidly became like one of my favorite characters. I was like, Batman has a Q? Hell yeah.
And I mean, and the Q part is the invention of this.
You know
okay. Because Batman's in traditional lore is just a super genius. He could do whatever.
He's building it all himself.
He's building himself. He's a super detective.
An Iron Man.
Fucking Mary Sue.
Exactly. But it makes sense to give him to break that up, to make it a little more narratively interesting. He has to go to somebody. He has to talk to somebody. And cool, now we have Morgan fucking Freeman.
We also flesh out what this fucking company, you know?
Yes.
Because I feel like all the other ones, it's like, they do rich guy stuff there. Yeah, they make all the rich stuff.
They make money over there.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's
here
like
you see how they're doing it.
Right, because it's like before this, it's like they make money and also like hold charity things.
Yes.
That's
kind of
They're a gala company. They make galas.
Yeah, they're party planners.
Yes, essentially is what they do. It's the economics factory. That's what they run.
And then he's like, Mr. Fox, I was looking at, wonder if you had anything for like a big rubber suit for sex stuff, Mr. Wayne. Yes, like a sex costume. You know,
now that's more like it, Mr. Wayne. Weird sex stuff.
Oh, spelunking. You mean rock climbing? You looking for crack cocaine?
Oh, spelunking. You mean eating ass? Got it.
A Kevlar weave condom. That's more like it, Mr. Wayne.
You're expecting to run into many bullets with this condom on?
You never know. I'm big on base jumping.
They have Morgan Freeman drop a line here that starts setting up all the water supply shit, which I never caught before, but he's like, it's like something, things changed. Oh, yeah, when we rerouted all the water supply through Wayne Tower. Don't worry, that'll definitely become important later.
Yeah, he also drops that he designed the goddamn trains.
Yes. It's the same part. That's what he's talking
about. It's the Wayne
about.
train.
Wayne train.
Choo choo, it's the Wayne train.
And it's like,
the Wayne train. Wayne train.
Meanwhile, he's figuring out where the Batcave is. It's right on the grounds. It's where I fell down.
Yes.
And we have the very clumsy line of like, well, back in the Underground Railroad days, your great-great-grandparents did this.
It was a literal stop on the train that came right through here.
It went choo-choo right here.
It is just such that's fine.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not
You want Linus Roache to be in the screenplay, but that's fine.
You know,
it just feels overstuffed. The way that it's just like we have to reiterate that this was a good family.
Yes, they're a good rich family
like
throughout the generations.
Because that's the thing. It's so alien to us in 2005 and now, a good rich family. I would love to see that.
Well, it's also like, reinforcing, like we already get it. Like the Waynes are the white saviors of this city. And this is like, can I push that even more across the finish line? He was involved in helping escaped slaves.
Actually,
okay.
Actually, the Bible lied a little bit. Jesus Christ was born right here, right in the middle of this.
The Bible lied a little bit.
What happened, Mr. Wayne, is I had to go and apprehend every Bible and change it.
just to keep us under cloak.
To be quite honest, Mr. Wayne, it was a stop on the Underground Railroad. It was the last stop because your great-grandfather saw there was money in rerouting them back. So, and he made quite a pretty penny. That's what paid for all this shit.
That's the new one.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the new movie.
Yes.
He called it the choo-choo turnaround. The train came into the station, and he immediately sent him back.
He called it Renewal Station.
You do get a lot of I love Bruce Wayne just spray painting this gear.
It's cool.
All that stuff totally rules. I love Alfred being okay, we got to buy this part of the cowl from this company here, and then this part over there, so they don't trace nothing. They got to be big orders. I'd say around 10,000. You're
Nice.
holy fuck. And even Bruce Wayne's got the great line, oh, well, I guess we'll have extra.
It's great. But it is also I guess, you don't want to be building the Batman costume, ordering a Batman suit online.
Yeah.
There's one Batman costume, please.
Now, do you think, guys, now he's a rich guy, super rich guy.
Super rich guy.
Would you just a new bat suit every day? What are you thinking?
Oh, yeah. Well,
every single day.
I would hire Marlene Atwood and have her just come to my house and create it for me. All right, so I'm thinking about a Batman costume.
Yeah.
Got it. So are you Batman? No. I'm just thinking about one.
Apologies, Colleen Atwood.
Yes.
I knew I fucked that up.
Yeah, I mean, it's single use. That just
Right.
then you gotta. But then it's do you trust the garbage man? You have to be burning them or melting them down or something.
That's the thing is you are leaving way too much of a paper trail if that's happening every day. If you're getting one
you don't have to throw it
specialized.
out. No, it's just you got a road with a wardrobe.
Yeah.
It goes to the back of the rotation. So in 10,000 days, I'll wear that one.
Sure.
again.
Oh yeah.
No, I think you've got to get you got to put the money into it, and of course you can. You're Bruce Wayne. And you just get 5 really good ones that are easy to clean.
Right.
I'm not
Tumble dry.
If you can, I don't know if you can even do that, but at least the way you can wash a car.
That is something, Chris, right? These bat suits have to smell like shit.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
You
He's
gotta
putting little
hose it up.
pine tree air fresheners under the
Well, yeah,
armpits.
they're
Sweating
definitely
in there.
hung dry. You got to hang dry those upside down from the ceiling.
Oh well, yeah, but I know the hard stuff, the Kevlar vest thing. I don't think you can just throw that. You have to actually get in there. Alfred has to get a scrubber.
That's right.
Get in there and fucking
Alfred, use a toothbrush, you piece of fucking shit.
and get the ab sweat off the interior because it's gonna build up.
Well, that's
Scrubbing as hard as I can, Master Wayne.
Why
Get
does
those
it smell?
skid marks out of my ass screw.
Why does it smell like cheese?
Well, that's the thing that you don't see because this is probably as big as Wayne Manor has ever been. This is
Yes,
an enormous Wayne Manor, and Alfred he needs a staff. There needs to be 20 people doing this. He's not going in every wing dusting
Well,
every day.
once
No
they
way.
start doing the whole Batcave, what is he doing all the work? No, you're getting a contractor in there.
Yes, exactly.
Being now where exactly do you fellas want that giant penny to be put?
What makes you think Alfred the Pennyworth is this fucking stupid? He's gonna allow his cut to be diluted. That ain't fucking happening.
No. I got it all, Master Wayne. Don't worry about that.
He's fucking welding the iron grates and shit.
Where do we put the giant dinosaur?
Damn it.
Sorry. And you know what, dude? Let's fucking dispense with this with the seriousness. I want that dinosaur in the next movie.
Right.
Absolutely.
Now,
Let's do
Large
it.
dinosaur.
What was the story behind that?
I have no
dinosaur?
idea. It's just
I
always
think
been
it's
in
a
the
thing
Batcave.
Batman. There was a museum that was on fire, and
Oh.
Batman was like, "I'll take this as my payment for this one."
I thought Alfred was just that old. It was this is my friend from back home.
No, we don't have to call no notary public. I'm certified. I'm a notary. I can do it for us.
Oh, here it is. Batman's favorite movie is Jurassic Park. Yeah. Rachel, take a look at this. It's the original T-Rex puppet from the first one, JP1, 1993.
Sick. Yeah, I could afford that.
Yeah, I bought a dinosaur puppet.
I actually have the cup of water with that reverberated in that thing. They didn't pour it out. They got it to me.
And this is when Rachel's like, you could be using your money for better things in social service.
No.
Dinosaurs.
Movie merch, Rachel.
Now I love how Keaton used his money with those suits of armor from
Yeah.
all weird,
Yes.
Oh,
weird
sure.
cultures or whatever.
Speaking of movie merch, I in my home right now
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
have a bat from the movie Batman Begins.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's
Wow. What do you got to feed it?
It's a stuffed little animal.
Okay.
And it's hanging from my ceiling right now.
That's
amazing.
Is that a year-round hang?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that ain't just for Halloween.
No, he's a bat from the movie Batman Begins, so obviously he's got to be around all the time.
That set you
Especially in the
back-
bedroom.
Yeah.
Set you back a cool million, probably.
It was a gift from my wife. So there you go.
Yeah.
And he's the bat from the movie Batman Begins. And apparently
cool.
there's quite a few of them online.
I bet.
Yeah.
There seemed to be a lot in the movie.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, Alfred Pennyworth is definitely forklift certified.
Got it.
He's got the
yes.
welding stuff. He's all set.
Yeah,
You know-
I'm a licensed electrician, Master Wayne.
Question: is there a bathroom in the Batcave? There has to be.
There's
You don't
gotta
wanna-
be.
You don't want to go all the way up.
Well,
to
if
the
there's
fucking-
that pond of water, you just wade into it and
Yeah.
start pissing.
It is totally unaddressed. What are we doing with all the guano that would naturally be all over that place?
That's the rhinoceros from Ace Ventura when nature calls.
Hey, Alfred, it'll make a fun photo. Stick your face through the ass.
Oh, I was happier when you were dead.
Well, I will admit to Mr. Jim Carrey, I do get quite sweaty in here. Oh.
I don't know why you want to live inside of Planet Hollywood. It's ridiculous. Hey, Alfred, that's the Sylvester Stallone puppet from Demolition Man when he's in the goop.
Oh, yeah, you can see his gooch. It's
yeah.
right there.
Yes, here's your Batman costume. I've assembled it. And also, good news, the proton pack arrived. So that's exciting. It's upstairs.
Bruce Wayne, the toast of Comic-Con, I think could be something.
He has it
Just
all.
walking down the Javits Center. Yeah, I'll buy all of it.
Apologies, Master Wayne. We could only get Dan Aykroyd. So,
Cancel the party. Ernie Hudson or bust. Ghost bust.
so things are.
We learn kind of around here the relationship of Gordon and Flass, Mark Boone Jr.'s character.
Yeah.
Yes, love him.
Flass and Gordon are partners working the beat, and this is
As in flaccid.
yeah, just 2 letters away. Well, I think it's FLASS and not CC, but
I'm a little curious why they didn't just go Harvey Bullock here. Just like,
yeah,
big fat
could we not
detective.
license something there?
I guess like Harvey Bullock's actually a character that is a good guy, even though he's kind of like
He's
gruff.
an asshole.
Yeah, this guy is actually a crooked cop. So
You are introduced to him getting a bribe from some dude in like a bodega or something like that.
Right,
and I love like all the way he delivers stuff like, oh yeah, you jealous about it? You want a taste? How can you look at all this without wanting a taste? Like the way he talks is what he's great.
because he's scumbag royalty. That's what Mark Boone
yeah.
Jr. can do.
Yes.
So good.
Elevates it to just scumbag royalty.
And there's a great line here where he's basically saying like, you not wanting a taste makes the rest of us nervous. To which Gary Oldman the Great, I'm no rat. It's so awesome.
I also love that. It's like, oh wow, what a great cop you are by not ratting on. So you are just like
You're literally part of the problem, dude.
Yes,
Sorry.
yeah.
You're one of the fucking bad apples.
Uh-huh.
Just a few of them.
But look at my family. And look, I'm friends with Batman. He came and visited me.
I'm taking out the garbage, and I think you're here to help.
yeah. This is when Batman makes his first outing with just a ski mask. Very reminiscent of. I mean, it's in year 1, but it's also very reminiscent of Batman: Mask of the Phantasm. By the way, previous episode on the Animation Damnation feed for you Batman heads.
Hell yeah. I regret a couple weekends back, maybe it was just last weekend. Moving Image was playing Mask of the Phantasm on 35, and I had plans, and I was like, "Oh God, I'm just so devastated to be missing that."
Yeah, we have that, and we have we did Birds of Prey. We mentioned that earlier briefly, and ad-free episodes on there too. I'll just mention that real quick.
But so this is he makes first contact with Gordon. What would he's basically asking like what would have to happen for Falcone to finally go down.
Yeah.
You got to catch him with his pants down, I guess.
And leverage on Judge Faden as well.
Oh,
And
right.
so
All that stuff. Yeah.
And then like he's like, but who are you? You're just one man? You're just one man?
Now we're 2.
Yeah.
We? It's so good.
The fucking stapler has a gun to his head is
Totally.
And then like getting out the window, and then of course because Jim and I love this. Like it's not just like oh my God, he's gone. He sticks his head out. He's like,
Totally.
Who is that?
God, these fire escape stairs. Oh, with this fucking gear on. Oh my God.
Just some nut.
I love that. It's just some nut.
So good.
I mean, this is a great little short rooftop chase here.
Yeah.
Jumping off. I love any time Batman beefs it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's some good beefing in the Batman also.
Yeah.
But this like jump, fire escapes the best I got. That rib cage is right into that iron. Oof.
I mean, that's the one thing of all of the like make Batman twisted things I think does make sense. This guy is on so much drugs.
Oh my God.
Like
sure.
for the knees alone. Like the knee goes right into the building while he's jumping. That thing is either destroyed or has enough painkillers on it to put down an elephant.
Well, that's what's sort of interesting about. I mean, and that movie is spotty at best. Is Dark Knight Rises? Is they do bring that element into it? Is like this would be if you were Batman, it would be a really short career.
Right. He's
you know
got
what I mean?
like a cane and stuff.
Yeah, it's
in
just
that.
like it's.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
And he's only been Batman for like 6 or 7, maybe a decade, and that's kind of it, dude.
That
like
sucks. You know what you has to do? Use your money to slowly turn yourself into a robot or some type of cyborg. You
I
know?
like that.
Or strike a deal. I mean, because it is essentially like being an athlete. I mean, more or less like a more hyper version of that. So what you do is you strike a deal with Hertz. And you just start doing their car commercials. You run through airports to make sure that people feel like they can get to the Hertz car. Yeah, you become O.J. Simpson.
God.
Oh, I thought you were going Tom Brady. He's doing Hertz commercials now too. Though.
In a long lineage, a long
Man,
legacy.
O.J. Simpson had a short career of. Was he fighting crime or no? He was
causing crime.
Causing crime quite often.
Still a short career.
Yes.
A Batman comic recommend. Short. It's not. It's probably as a trade paperback as Venom, Batman : Venom, where he to combat some of his
injuries
and shortcomings, he takes the Bane Venom serum.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's actually before Bane. I think it's the first appearance of Venom, and then it gets used for it.
I assume that is one of the possible things we're getting into towards the end of the new one.
Yes, I think they're definitely setting that
Oh,
up.
right, because he's juicing at the end of that movie a little bit
Yeah.
there. That's right. I forgot about that when the garden's getting destroyed.
That's a great movie. And so is this. And so, now he's this. I think the next scene is when he kind of gets Falcone is also puts the hit out on Rachel Dawes because Jonathan Crane comes to him. He's like, she's asking too many questions. He's like, robberies, they go bad sometimes.
Yeah,
it's just so
exactly.
great.
He's just
I
like,
don't want to know.
Yeah, totally. Whatever you're doing.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. But yeah, so his first big Batman outing is the drug shipments have been coming through the docks, and Crane's been facilitating all of this and everything. And
Fox has just shown you your new super tank.
yes,
that you can
does
take
it come
out.
in black?
He goes get the tumbler. He gets the weird fabric that lets him glide.
Yeah, memory cloth.
Yes.
If I wasn't so inclined, I think you might be becoming Batman, Mr. Wayne.
There is the great. I think it's when it's right before he asks about the car when he's like, Mr. Wayne, if you don't tell me, that means when people come and ask me about it, I don't have to lie.
I just want to make sure you're not doing any kind of Steven Seagal-esque human slavery, right? that would put a frown on my face.
I'm not going to build a dungeon for you, Mr. Wayne.
I hope that this memory cloth is being used for good and not evil, Mr. Wayne.
Let's hope. Oh, the tumbler? Oh, you wouldn't be interested in that.
so good.
That's the fucking trailer. Oh,
Morgan
boy.
Freeman, metaphorically holding the whole the oh shit bar, as we call it, when you're riding shotgun and someone's driving erratically. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
And that's what I love about it is this Batman, for all, and it was so realistic and gritty at the time. He's very light a lot of this film. You know what I mean? Like he's having fun assembling this stuff. He's not too old.
Big meals. No big meals. Very light.
Yes.
Of course.
Very lean.
He can't be sluggish.
No,
he's
he can't.
fighting crime. But you're right. And what's also cool about this is it's just like it feels more real because I'm
one's
not
like that all the
buying
time.
a guy building his own car as much as I am buying him getting some secondhand military hardware.
Unless you had spent an hour with them as a mechanic in training under Alfred the mechanic.
That's
and Darren Aronofsky.
You know what? I still kind of want to see.
I would
movie.
love it, even after The Whale. Just
let
give it
me
to
just say things happen for a reason. That's how I feel about that.
We can
idea.
have some bad movies, a little slice.
But yes, this is the first dock fight thing where, and again, like it's kind of cool. We're not seeing Batman. We're seeing people getting like lifted off the ground and like, you know.
Oh yeah, this is great, right? This is the whole when we get that great line. What was it? It's where are you?
I'm here. Yeah.
No.
And the best line, of course, I'm Batman.
Right. And then also the ninja stars, very sharp, that are shaped like bat symbols.
Yes, very cool.
The bat symbol is different in this movie, right, than other ones. I kind of dig.
It's very stark, little fashy.
Well,
on the fascist side.
Like fascist side. Yeah, of course, you're right. Who the fuck is throwing these Nazi eagles around?
No, I mean, I like how each of the movies opens with that logo in a different way. I think that's a cool. Again, these are stylistic little things that Nolan's like, I care about this shit. This is gonna make our movie better. Trust me.
Right, Falcone, there's some trouble. Looks like skinheads are attacking. Get out of here.
Floss is there on the dock supervising because this is after, of course, my favorite of his lines. Heard you got beef with someone in the DA's office. Yeah. He's talking to Falcone. That's fucking great. It's like, you got to be there that night. You got to supervise everything.
And this is when, actually, before then, Flass actually gets. Isn't this when? When does Flass get the falafel scene? Is
that's after?
It's after the
docs. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. But this is all great. I do love, just the swooping. I love the guy who screams, "Where are you?" is before that just like he's so quick to jump to firing the machine gun into the air. Yeah. Before we have any info as to what's actually going on, this guy's like, just firing wildly.
And it's about an hour into the movie, but when we get this first Batman attack.
Yeah.
And you were compelled the entire time before we got here, and that's
because there's been other action sequences before as well. True. It's not like we've been just sitting on our hands. Like the all the fights that he gets into, they're exciting. You know?
But that's why I think it's very smart pacing though, because you're not sitting there going like, when are we going to get some Batman action? Because you're still getting some action, so it's
Well, that's the thing. Is because of I think a lot of the issues I had with the editing first time around and. What we were talking about earlier, Eric and Steven, you as well, is like everything has to go with the rhythm. Mm-hmm. The propulsion has to continue no matter what. And that's where things like the editing have to kind of be given away. Like that, just to keep the train moving at this particular pace. And that makes it both work, but it also leaves some scenes feeling a little like you left a little earlier than you should have.
Right. So this big, ass kicking happens. And then we get some great Batman comedy because he's just perched on a ledge. And here's Raid Serbeja again. Yeah. Nice coat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, levity right after a big dark action fight.
I will say, I mean, I like the comedy in this, but for some reason, nice coat has never stuck well with me. I don't
Would
know
you
why.
prefer he pulls out a Batman credit card?
I think I would just actually maybe. No.
It's the back card.
It's just maybe one gag too far for me, or just going back to that same. Listen, that guy, Ray Jabeja, living on the fucking streets of Gotham for 7 years like that, he's dead already.
Well, I guess that is thing. I think if the line had been uttered or had been involving anybody but Ray Serbeja, I probably would be in your camp on this one. It's because I get to see my beautiful Ray Serbeja.
Oh, dude, it's Ray Serbeja, dude. He's the cockroach of Gotham. You can't kill that guy.
I love looking at him just as much as you guys do.
I've rewatched this Saint like 3 times, and it's almost only because he's the villain.
That's got to be his most high-profile role, right? I mean, Taken 2, he's like
Snatch.
Whatever.
I think he's in Snatch.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's big in
Very good at Snatch.
So this is Rachel's almost mugged on the subway here. I love the whole elevator. Like I know it's Chicago, but it always reminds me specifically because I lived there for the better part of a decade. The Astoria subway lines and the stations with the you get. There's one part of the platform before you get to the train platform.
And you can get some good falafel there.
You absolutely can.
That's true.
Batman saves her, and he explains that like Falcone, they caught him with his pants down, and you got to prosecute him no matter what, kind of a thing.
He presents her with some photographs of like the judge with the ladies and everything. So that's your leverage on that guy. There is the funny she thinks that she has spooked this dude into running away, and she goes, "That's right, you better run," which is very funny.
No. And then here comes the Z plot, which is a bit overstuffed. The water supply tank thing that has been
the microwave emitter.
That is, first we have her boss getting murdered in front of it.
Oh, Finch. Poor Finch.
Open up this crate. I want to see what's in there. Like, well, we're going to have to shoot you in the back of the head, dude.
Yeah, man, so he's just murdered by 2 cops.
It's interesting that Ra's al Ghul and Batman both utilizing Wayne Enterprises gear to fight each other and save and destroy Gotham.
Then, what do you call it there? Somebody comes up to Rutger Hauer and is like, "Oh, the microwave emitter. Well, sit down. I'm going to talk to you about it for 20 minutes. Explain what it is."
This was
for the first of 45 times.
This guy who I'm calling J.J. Abrams. This guy looks almost exactly like a brown-haired J.J. Abrams, and he's like terrified to tell Rutger Hauer about like what went down. He's like, that microwave emitter thing. So it's been stolen.
Why someone turned it on and it's gone missing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we tried it over the ocean just to see how much of the ocean would disappear. We got about not that much of it, it turns out. But we got the microwave emitter. It's gone now.
Then Rutger Hauer goes up to Lucius Fox. One of my favorite things is he's like, "I want all the paper on the microwave emitter on my desk, any paperwork whatsoever, floppy disks, all the backup. No reason." And then it's "I'm merging your department with archive and firing you. Didn't you get the memo?"
Woo!
Well, it's also great because Rutger Hauer's like, "Yes, I need the case, the file on CH4649 or whatever it is," and he's like, Morgan Freeman thinks about it. And he's like, that long series of letters and numbers. Oh, the microwave emitter. You mean he has the inventory in his head, which is great. And then it's all this stuff, and then he goes, "Why? Did you lose one?"
Yeah.
And that's what gets him fucking fired. Is he kind of busts his balls right there.
Why would you say that? Well, maybe we have it and we just were looking for its birth certificate.
Who told you? I mean, no.
So that's going on.
And then this is all around here is also the Alfred being like, "Hey man, you can't just be Batman because if you disappear as Bruce Wayne, you got to keep up the Playboy thing too." So this is where he's with the ladies at the hotel and he's got the big sports car, and all that stuff.
"I'm buying this hotel." You're telling some fucking guy that just works there. What does that do?
Okay, great.
Well,
congratulations.
You don't own it right now.
So get the fuck out of the pool.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to give this $1 million who am I giving this $1 million check to? Which is also
if that's made out to cash, though, that'd be nice.
Oh yeah, just run off with that. Quit my job at the hotel today. No reason.
Goodbye. Yeah. No, he didn't buy the hotel. Actually, I bought my own home with one.
Not only is he buying the hotel, he's also setting some new rules about the pool area. The way Christopher Bale says pool area.
I mean, you would imagine if Bruce Wayne has come to eat at your establishment, you've got whoever the biggest guy at the place currently is handling that table.
Sure.
Yes.
And be like, "Oh, no. Yeah. If they want to finger each other in the pool, that's fine. Go right ahead. No. They want to do whatever the fuck they want. Go right ahead.
Completely fine.
He puts the 2 women in the pool and then he says, "Don't just stare at it, eat it."
Then he drops a chainsaw on her head.
Yes.
We're gonna rename this. This is gonna be Hedonism 3.
But it's a real douche chill. He's coming out soaking wet with the babes on each arm. And here's Rachel Dawes, the lowly assistant DA, going to this fan. I was like, what's going on here? Because it appears as if there's not an event. They're just there having a dinner.
Sure.
Who invited you?
Maybe that was her first date with Harvey Dent.
Oh,
right,
sure.
in a seedy hotel room.
Very
Paid by the hour, dude.
Mhm.
He was in for the interview. He's originally from Minneapolis.
They were also using masks and memory cloth up there.
But this is where she tees him up with the line that he will use to reveal himself as Batman at the end of the movie to her, which is, it's what you do that defines you. It's not who you are on the inside, blah, blah, blah. because he's acting like a dick and
Stop finger banging everyone. And,
yes, exactly. I used to throw pennies in that fountain. Now look what you did to it.
Ew.
And he's like, I'm still that guy on the inside. It's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's what you do. Otherwise, who gives a shit?
But I'm really Batman. What? Nothing.
Listen, my old butler said I had to go and do this type of shit.
Caine goes to visit Falcone around here. We kind of already talked about that, but this is like
he makes him crazy, basically.
Yeah, it's really cool. Do you want to see my mask?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's
the
so
first
good.
version. The first time we see the mask, which is really cool, and I think the CGI scary stuff mostly works. I kind of love spooky Batman at the end of the movie.
Oh,
I
dude,
do like
that.
spooky
Yes,
Batman, like straight out of your nightmares.
Yeah.
This fucking thing.
I liked that quite a bit. I don't like the only effects thing that really bothered me was when they're doing like surrounding images of the Narrows and it's all fake and it looks like it's like from Final Fantasy 14.
Right. Yes, the Narrows are a little ill-defined just in the CGI department.
and in other stuff too, which we'll talk about later.
I guess so, right?
This is when he gets Flash. He pulls him up all the way. And
Flash, I got children. Come on. They got to eat. But they don't like falafel.
Oh, yeah.
Just like fucking eating.
I mean,
this.
honestly, he a crooked cop looks like a good thing to, looks like a fun little life there. You get
Probably is.
free falafel, you get 20, $40 at the same time.
Yeah, not bad.
You're
If you
walking around.
scrape off every inch of conscience you had, then it's probably
no,
great.
I left that behind a while ago.
Sure.
It does look super fun. Getting pulled up into the sky and threatened by Batman.
Well,
Super fun.
You
Your
did
classic
something today.
Swear to me.
But then like Flash is sort of giving us some information here. Like, not only are these drugs coming in, there's something else in the drugs,
Yes.
something different. I don't know. Blah, blah,
And
blah.
only half is going to the dealers or something. Yeah.
Let's go to
Yes.
the Narrows. This is
There's
what he
something. There's something else in it. They cut it with something.
Fen. It's Fen.
Oh yeah, obviously it's fat.
Everybody's just falling asleep everywhere. Literally just falling asleep in the middle of the day and not waking up.
This is when he confronts Scarecrow for the first time, right?
When he goes to the apartment in the Narrows, and this is where he sees like the little boy,
Joffrey
here.
Baratheon.
Joffrey.
That's right.
No,
Yeah.
is that
Yeah, baby.
right?
Yes, disgusting.
Woo, major disgusting shipboy
Yeah.
alert
The-
here.
The worst of the Batman disciples, I would say. Worse than even Joker, I think.
That's why little kids are a problem, folks. They grow up to be.
You got to put him down.
They
Yeah.
grow up to be still children, but also awful.
And you can't let them marry. You
What
don't
is-
let them do
But
that.
you know what? Honestly, we're making fun here, but that little kid is a good actor because he was good
Yeah.
in that role.
Yeah,
as
He
Joffrey.
was. I think he's actually good here for what he has to do. Like,
Yeah.
because it's like, wow, Batman. And he says like the other
Oi,
kids aren't going to
Batman.
believe it.
Yeah.
Thank
Oi.
you. Could you,
it's Batman,
Oh God, I hate coming through Little London to the Narrows.
could you pull me out of the chimney, please?
Oh, how does this fucking doorknob work? It's in the middle of the fucking door.
Why is it up so high? What the fuck?
Oi, Batman, you're well cheating you. You know the doorknobs.
What does he give him right here? Because he's like, the other kids aren't going to believe that I met Batman.
It's like something that like you can see. Oh, yeah,
Binoculars?
like you can see over something like a ledge.
Here's one of my little ninja stars. Don't
Yes.
poke your eye out, kid.
Well, I thought he gave him the grappling gun at first, and I was like, Batman. But then he does use it in a few moments. I mean, this is great. This is still the early outings of Batman because he's like snooping around this apartment. Caine and some goons come in. They got to destroy it. So one of my favorite things ever is dude who stops covering an apartment in gasoline to take a leak.
Yeah.
He's like, just hang on a second. I got to take a piss. We'll finish destroying this apartment in a second.
Let me piss on the gasoline and see if a mixture can combust.
Right, he uses the toilet though, right?
He does.
What
Yeah.
respectful, you're gonna burn it anyway.
It's
Piss on the
ridiculous.
bed.
Well, some people don't
please.
instantly turn into animals, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm an animal man.
But yeah, so Batman comes out here. We get a little bit of a fight. We get Scarecrow setting Batman on fire, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, you know what? You should lighten up.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty great.
Because it's what, take a seat, have a drink.
Yeah.
You know your problem is you should lighten up. You're right. Scarecrow is a good villain.
It's
here.
pretty great. And Batman tries another window jump here, falls down into the street while on fire.
Seeing someone jump on fire is great. It's one of the best things you could see in your life, and this movie gives it to you.
It looks fantastic, too. It's an actual fire. It's not CGI bullshit.
It's like, Alfred, I got beat up at school. You got to pick me up, dude. You got to pick me up.
Well, he gets gassed by the Scarecrow as well, which is awesome because when Alfred, he like climbs to the top of a building, he's like, Alfred, he's calling him or whatever, and it just cuts to Alfred driving the car, and he's in the back seat doing sweet drunk talk. He's like, oh my God, Alfred, there was a Scarecrow. He set me on fire. And it's, oh, Master Wayne, you got into the sauce tonight.
And they wouldn't serve me at Taco Bell. They said I was being a disturbance.
I'm gonna buy this cantina.
Oh, great. Now I got to go to Taco Bell, apologize to them. What do you mean it's too late for your frozen margarita? Give me one cantina.
How many places did you say you were going to buy tonight? Seven play. Oh, great. Okay, that's going to be a good.
They were going to close me out at O'Grady's, and I was like, no, I'm buying O'Grady's, and now it's 24 hours.
You own 11 O'Grady's at this point, Master Wayne.
Look, I went to KFC. I said, give me the double down. They said, we don't have it. It's a regional offering. And I said, I'm going to buy this KFC, and then you're going to serve it to me.
How many years ago has it been turned into Wayne Fried Chicken? we bought it so many years ago, Master Wayne.
He's gonna have to just start trading stuff. Like give. You're gonna buy O'Grady's. Give him one of your Papa John's restaurants.
So he's out for 2 days. He wakes up. It's his birthday.
Yes.
At this point, we learn that Lucius Fox has been brought fully into the circle. Alfred had to call him to be like, yeah, he's real fucked up on some sort of gack. You better get down here, scientist.
I just thought it was just regular Coke and he'd come down by the morning, but now
he's been sleeping for 2 days. And this is Morgan Freeman is like, oh, I analyzed all this shit already. It's this like weird flower thing, or I don't know what the component is, but I'm working on an antidote. Don't worry about that.
Lucius, this is some of your super cocaine. I know you've been working on it over there at the Wayne Enterprises.
There is a great, like, when he leaves and he's like, all right, Alfred, see you later. And he goes, Lucius. The way it's just this awesome Michael Caine voice.
They're old buddies. They let you know they're old buddies.
What do you think they got up into?
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day.
Left and right, dude.
Was Lucius Fox on that Pennyworth program?
Was
That's a great question. I wouldn't know.
They're out fucking getting chicks.
Lucius, guess what? The Waynes, they're dead. We're eating good tonight, Lucius. Oh, yeah. Guess who just wrangled himself executive of the Wayne estate?
Lucius,
any way you want, that's the way.
Lucius, I can't believe it. He's coming back, okay? You have to move out of the house real quick.
Yeah, they've just been having a cool, like, it's just two dudes living in a huge mansion. Like college dorm, but in an estate.
Like Tom Cruise and Risky Business, just in their underpants, sliding in.
I left a tie on the door to the left wing. That means you don't go in there, Lucius. Lucius, he's alive. He's coming back. You got to take down all the Pulp Fiction posters everywhere.
Move the ping pong table out of the master bedroom.
Take down a huge sign above his parents' old bedroom that says Hot Chicks Room. Take it down.
Okay, we got to take the laundry bin full of empty beer cans. We got to relocate it outside.
All right, but what we will do, we will keep the chalkboard with the NBA Jam standings on it, but we're not going to erase it. We're going to hide it.
You see, I've been writing it down on the back of a very expensive painting frame. I'm going to flip the painting back around. We won't have to erase our high scores.
And then when they're discovering where to put the Batcave, it's just like Bruce Wayne discovers all like the old arcade cabinets and shit that they were hiding.
Pretty badass, Alfred.
Is this a beer refrigerator? Yes, it's a kegerator, actually.
Oh dear me. Oh no. The urn with poor old Zachariah Wayne in it is full of margarita.
I drank your great-great-granddad.
That's pineapple. It's your pineapple margarita I had.
Still good.
It's your I can taste the soul in it too.
Not your fault, Master Wayne. It was Lucius. He double dared me.
He's the devil, that one.
For what it's worth, Master Wayne, your great-great-grandfather tasted delicious.
So we're setting up this birthday party. And
I noticed, right? Did you guys see this at the because Alfred is already like decorated for this party? It is Bruce Wayne's 30th birthday.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
That made me feel old.
Oh, yeah. I'm 10 years older than Batman.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Shit.
You're retired Batman age. He'd be retired.
We can't even vigilante at our age.
No, you
huh?
can't. No.
Rachel drops by, gives him that piece of shit arrowhead as a present. That's great.
She's like, yeah, I went on Antiques Roadshow. It's worth nothing. You can have it back.
The box that I presented this to you in was worth more than the actual thing.
You wouldn't believe it. Actually, a white guy made it, and that just plummets on the value.
Yeah, you'd think it would be real since you are on stolen land.
But she's like, I have to go to Arkham Asylum and hopefully not get kidnapped. And he's like, interesting.
I guess I'll follow you there immediately.
She goes to Arkham to check in on Falcone. He's totally nuts. This is where she's like, I'm gonna have him. And it's one of those things like you gotta understand where you are. This is more of a phone call situation. Be like, oh, okay, interesting, Dr. Crane. And then you call him the next day from the safety of your home. You're like, by the way, I'm going to have my own doctor look at him.
Yes.
And I'm going to have you investigated, et cetera, et cetera. As opposed to telling him off. And he's like, oh, well, just come with me to the basement. There's something very interesting you need to see.
Wait, but then how does he kidnap her? How does that happen?
You'll understand that the good coats are in the back. No, the good coats are farther back.
Yes, we've been putting the good coats in the water supply.
I do love one of my favorite Crane lines is when he talks to her boss before he gets murdered. He's like, Mr. Fitch, you should see what allegations your deputy here is allowed to make, if any.
Pretty awesome.
She called me Four Eyes.
I love his line here. This is where we make the medicine. Like just the way that he sort of just like casually shows her like as if it's fine is so coolly terrifying.
Yeah, perhaps you should have some to clear your head.
Oh yeah, dude, pretty awesome. And it's a super dose.
Yeah,
she gets knocked on her ass like immediately.
Oh, so he's not a gigante then, huh? Okay, fuck, shit. Oh, damn it.
And Batman shows up here and he's like, you should call the police. What do you do when a prowler comes? Call the police.
He's here. Who? The Batman.
Yeah.
Like the way it sort of escalates. Like as he loses the facade of like, I have to be this psychiatrist in the institution and whatever, and court appearances and whatever. Yeah, he like lets that melt away. And as he starts getting more like sing-songy with the dialogue delivery.
I mean, that's exactly why the Opie performance is so fucking amazing. And he gets the voice so like that is it just draws you in, and he can do that shit with his he's been doing that shit with his voice for years now.
I gotta tell you, I use that Calm app, and there's a lot of different like sleep sounds and meditation and stuff on it, but there's also like sleep stories, like stories to listen to as you go to bed. Cillian Murphy reads a couple of them.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's everything you want.
Well, how can you go to sleep with an erection like that? That's my question.
So he's telling you about now Vishnu's showing his multiple limbs to the prince and saying.
So then the entire world had been eaten by zombies, and the man had woken up in a hospital.
So he was seated on a plane next to a young woman and proceeded to threaten her for 80 minutes.
By the way, good movie. I rewatched Red Eye recently.
I've been meaning to go back to it. Yeah.
Batman shows up. He beats up the baddies. He gives Crane a dose of his own medicine.
Which is cool. Taste of your own medicine, doctor. Pretty
and he
sweet.
turns into evil monster Batman, which is just so fucking awesome.
Ra's al Ghul is dead. Who are you working for?
And he's like venom coming out of his mouth.
Oh, dude, it's wild, this monster.
This is one of the moments where I miss Ken Russell. Get Ken Russell in this, and like he gets hit by the spray, and there's just all these monster penises everywhere, and Crane's face everywhere.
A 20-minute Fantasia sequence of dicks.
I cut the dick, and the dick turned into 2 dicks. Now it's 4 dicks.
Dicks looked at you.
The cops are going to swarm. This is when Batman uses his army of bats, one of which is probably hanging in my house, I believe.
Yeah, this is your guy's big scene. There's a really awesome, like, all the cops are like standing around, and Gordon or Floss is like, "Well, what are you doing? Like, get in there!" And he's like, "Oh, Batman's in there." Some dude's like, "Well, Batman's in there. We're waiting for the SWAT team." And it's a great Mark Boone Jr. Yeah, let's wait for the SWAT team, you know. And then Gordon, it's kind of great because Gordon, obviously at this point, is unafraid of Batman. He just goes in by himself, which is awesome. And, you know, he meets up with Batman. Batman explains, you know, Rachel got a high dose of this right to the face. I can help her if I don't soon, she's gonna like lose her mind forever or whatever. You know, here's what we got to do to get out of. You take her out the side door or whatever. And this, the first time I saw this movie, I thought this was stupid, but now I think it's totally rad. The whole like sonar thing in his foot.
Yeah.
Back up.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's really cool.
It's
and just
cool.
like the evolution, because it's like the third time now in this movie you've seen Christian Bale, either as Bruce or Batman, in some way or another, be surrounded by bats. And it's after he's done the stand up in the cave.
Yes.
And now it's like he's evolved so far that he's so unafraid that he's using them as his little partners in crime.
Well, yeah, and that
Or anti-crime or whatever.
Now he's working, and like the theatricality idea, like the fact that he's creating spectacle. That's part of what he does.
Yes.
This is something that distracts people. This is something that, like, anything that does that is to his advantage.
And another great moment of bat comedy right here is, you know, because he tells Gordon, like, meet me around the side with Rachel or whatever. And it's Batman using the bombs to blow through the walls, and he blows through a cell. And he just, these two dudes are in the cell. He's, excuse me. It keeps going.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
It's great. And
This is the big chase scene.
The big chase scene, because like, all right, well, take my car. I'll take mine. And
Your car is awesome. And
He's in a black tank.
I love every single perplexed cop cutaway is so awesome.
it's great. And I love that we're leaping on rooftops, et
Right,
cetera.
doing like $800,000 of property damage easily.
Oh, yeah.
And being like, I'm getting out of here.
Fucking cheese at the fence.
Oh, Bruce Wayne needs to revitalize that district that Batman just destroyed.
Yeah, exactly. Here's $2 billion to fix up that stretch of downtown.
Liquidate the enterprises. We're just gonna we're gonna be Gotham from now on.
It is just so funny that, like, after all, because you are seeing Blues Brothers-esque car flips here and everything. And they, of course, after all that's over, like, you know, way later, kind of jumping ahead, but like Michael Caine, like Alfred's chastising him, and he's like, it's a wonder no one was killed. And I'm like, really?
Somebody died.
No one was killed?
No one that mattered.
Yes.
I covered it up.
Yeah. Oh, you only killed about 30 homeless people.
It's under 10. It doesn't count if it's under 10.
And that cops, it's fine.
But yeah, so he's racing back to the Batcave to give Rachel the serum.
Rachel,
Wake up, stay with me.
all right, Rachel, wake up. I'm gonna open the windows and put the radio on really loud, Rachel.
I mean, I hate the drive the truck through. I've said this many times, but to me, the funniest thing in the world is when this chase is happening and he gets off, and it's a straight shot to the Batcave, and no cop followed him.
Yeah, that's true.
It literally just a beeline.
Rachel's
to the Batcave.
in trouble, okay? And it's just like,
I'm sorry, Rachel. Are you a doctor? Are you a doctor? You're gonna be okay. Sing the fucking song, Rachel.
I'm fucking dying, Batman. I'm fucking dying, Batman.
You're gonna be okay.
It's crazy that he has to make this jump every time he goes in and out of the Batcave.
It's tough.
What a driveway.
Oh yeah. I mean, you get a free car wash every time.
I guess that's
nice.
true.
Not bad.
I do also love him. So he's like racing to get the antidote, right? And there's this great moment of him using his little cape to glide through the Batcave. It kind of reminded me of like when you see the kids with like those little roller shoes and they just kind of roll for a second. It's Batman because he's like running, flying, running.
Yeah.
He gives him the antidote, and then Alfred has to like, well, I guess I'm just going to take this 24-year-old girl and just walking around the grounds with the girl, okay.
Reminds me of your old high school days, Master Wayne, me cleaning up your messes such as they are.
Make sure there's a lot of footage of this. I want to make sure hands were where they were supposed to be.
10 and 2, actually.
Take some pictures if you like. You got those contact lenses with the footage?
Lucius, you're not gonna believe what I'm doing right now. Just like when you were here,
Not since 81, brother.
carrying around a bird.
But it's still the same day, so it's like the night of Bruce Wayne's birthday party, and Alfred's pissed off because everybody has been waiting, and he's like, again, he's emphasizing not only one, you said that like you weren't going to be flashy about this. What do you call this? Also, you have to keep up the Playboy side of things. This is the Wayne name, blah, blah, blah. And this is the great, it's not just your name, sir. It's your father's name. It's all that's left of him.
Now,
They were pushy hounds, and their grandfathers were pushy hounds, and you have to present as one.
now you go out there and you alienate every rich person that is in this damn city.
There has to be, I'm sorry, Bruce Wayne, but there has to be a better way to do
No,
this.
this is genius.
It's so good.
I love it.
But,
It's my
like-
favorite part of the movie, maybe.
But like as
But
Alfred,
you're right.
as
but
Alfred
yes.
keeps encouraging,
Yeah.
like you got to play the long game with this stuff. It's got to be like, I'm sorry, everybody. There's a gas leak. Everybody has to get out. There's a
Yeah.
gas leak. It's very unsafe in Wayne Manor right
Ladies and gentlemen, I have diarrhea. Please leave.
It is running down my leg as I speak
It's
to you
not
right
a
now.
joke. My underwear is full of shit. Please get out.
Look at what's pooling around my feet. What do you think I'm talking about?
Whatever, Brucey. The open bar's not in the toilet, is it?
I'm guaranteed there's some stragglers too, because as people are fucking up in one of the hallways.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Oh, let's go get a blowjob in the suit of armor collection
You're
room.
not hearing the ice machine churn. Those are farts out of my ass. Please go.
It's kind of a rapid fire situation at this point, an automatic on my asshole.
No, someone is not operating a semi-broken tractor behind the house. I'm shitting my pants right now, freeloader.
You're not hearing a flock of ducks, okay? That is me farting, and it's turning into sharks.
And if
Please
you
leave.
If you people want to be around me when I'm shitting my pants, that's weird.
Nope, that's not a malfunctioning forklift. That's every toilet in my house clogged because I already used them and we still have this situation here.
Before he starts being a dick to everybody, he does find Lucius Fox and he tells him about the water supply thing. And it's it's a comic book movie, and lines like this kind of remind you of that. It's like Morgan Freeman's like, well, he's like eating like little finger food. And he's like, that wouldn't matter so much, Mr. Wayne, unless you, had a microwave emitter, kind of like the one that went missing from Wayne Enterprises earlier today. Oh boy, there it is.
And he puts it together, and then this lady, I want the scene before this, because what happens is this guy who is dressed like Ra's al Ghul.
I love this.
An older Asian gentleman in a cape, by the way,
Yes.
green cape at a
Green
party.
cape. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
great.
I love it. I want a
Is
cape too.
chatting up this socialite to the point where she likes him enough to be like, "Oh, Bruce, you've got to meet him." This is, am I saying it right, Mr. Ra's al Ghul?
Did you
love
did you
it.
watch what happens when they walk? Like,
No.
I think they are holding her hostage.
Oh, I
Because
see.
he's like holding her when they leave together. Because
Oh.
he's dressed like Ra's al Ghul in the animated series
Yes,
in this
yeah.
one. And like they're just walking like in pair afterwards. And it's
No,
not like that.
I prefer to believe it. Just
I like your version better, to be clear.
So
I
what
thought-
is the League? Oh, the League. Oh, I work for the League of Shadows. It's a little.
Oh, adorable. League of Shadows. What a fun name.
Yeah, it's fun. We sacked Constantinople, sacked Rome. We're about to sack Gotham.
Oh, history buffs. Fascinating.
Oh, Italian. I love it.
I love your cape.
This lady reminded me of the woman that's at least in
Gossip Gertie, you're thinking?
Yes. Yeah. Like, because she's in. Is
She's
she in
in-
the Schumacher ones, or is she in the
She's
Burton ones
She's
too?
in two of the Schumacher ones. I believe she's Bob Kane's wife. Gossip Gertie was.
Oh, that's cool.
okay.
And I had to double check because is it the same woman? It's not. It's just another woman.
Gossip Gertie was long gone, I think, by the time this movie came
It's a
out.
fair point.
I remember being so totally blown away by this reveal of Liam Neeson,
Oh,
because
yeah.
like it's a testament to the movie that, I mean, because if you watch it knowing it now, you look back, it's all he's got the fucking Ra's al Ghul goatee from the jump, all that shit. But like, it's a testament to, like, I was just so engrossed in the movie that when he turns around, I was like, oh my God.
And it's such a cool idea because Ra's al Ghul in the comics is an immortal guy that goes into a Lazarus pit and makes him be immortal and all this stuff. And here you're stripping it down because you're trying to keep this more grounded. No, he's a myth because he has all these fake dupes around who you think are Ra's al Ghul.
I took a note from my good friend Saddam Hussein. Sadi loved using dupes.
I even got this little girl who thinks she's my daughter. I've been telling her every day she's my daughter. She's not really.
This little intense French girl.
Now this, I got to do a personal story right here, thinking about the turn here.
When you met Saddam Hussein.
Absolutely. Great guy.
Yeah.
The big man.
Mm-hmm.
Never had any of those WMDs.
Really kind of misunderstood. But
Yeah.
go ahead.
Great mustache.
Yeah,
Now,
it's a little brutal in the bedroom. Anyway, go
I
ahead.
was still a projectionist at the multiplex over the summer, coming home from college. So I was running this movie. And so the movie had been out for a while and it was still playing. And so we had this junked print. It was like we opened the movie on like 3 screens. It was down to 1 screen, just this one print. And not to bore you with why it was happening to the print, but like it kept crashing, breaking. And so every time it crashed, you would have to cut more out of it. And there was a thing just around this same spot, it would crash. And I guarantee you the print has long since been destroyed by Warner Brothers because that's what they would do with wide release movies, which is insane. But like, all right, the runs are over. Let's destroy all these things.
Insane.
There was a print, you could have called it the Andrew Jupin booth cut because so much was cut out of this moment that when we played this print, it skipped the reveal of Liam Neeson.
Oh my God.
So it was basically like, how do you say it? Ra's al Ghul? And you see the guy and he says like, that's a Ra's al Ghul is dead or whatever. And you missed the Liam Neeson. It was like jump cut to he's just talking to Liam Neeson.
It just jump cut to, I don't have to save you. But it's like, wow.
And it was this insane thing where I was telling the manager, I was like, you're missing the turn of the movie. None of this is making sense, but they would not give another print. It was like, look, you're like a month and a half into this run. You're going to come out of it eventually anyway. You're not getting a new one. Deal with it.
That's so insane.
if you went to our theater late in the movie's run to see it for the first time, you were totally missing what was happening there. It made no sense to you.
Is that Mr. Ra's al Ghul? I'll look into it. Dun, 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 dun. Wow, what a weird ending.
At least it would kind of make sense. Wow, what a cliffhanger. But anyway, I do love the Liam Neeson, you took my suggestion of theatricality to extremes or whatever that line, or a little too seriously or whatever.
He's just walking around. He's like, Gotham will fall. He's kind of laying out his master plan. He's like, you have to let these people go. This is what he does. Not diarrhea. It's like, it's just crazy. Like, oh, you sycophantic phonies.
My God, the apple has fallen far from the tree. Your father's ass was never exploded at parties.
And I know it doesn't make any sense. How did he clog a toilet with liquid shit? Well, I'm just that good, folks. Now get the fuck out of here.
It's kind of awesome because the affectation he puts on is like drunk Patrick Bateman.
It's great,
which is really cool.
Yes.
So yeah, the apple.
Please leave.
Fake John Hurt, whoever this guy is.
Such a fake John Hurt.
And so we started
John
getting into
Payne over here.
John Owie.
And I do love, amusing, but ultimately pointless. They'll all be dead. And by the way, it takes a fucking hour to get to fucking wherever this is.
May I remind you, you live out in the middle of nowhere.
There's a huge fucking traffic jam out there.
They're all trying to leave at once.
Oh, out here in Astoria trying to get a movie in Manhattan.
Move! No, move your car. We can't all go through the canopy at the same time.
Is the house on fire? What's going on back there?
But yes, of course.
You burn my house? It's only fair I burn yours.
I do love that he's really pissed about that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
great.
Well, it was like a 600-year-old house,
Yeah,
man.
it's true.
Well,
It was a
because
beautiful house.
fake Ra's al Ghul was telling him about we should move the explosive room. It shouldn't be right there. It's
Or at
just
least
a bad
put the gunpowder in a sealed closet.
It should have a door, is what I'm thinking here for our explosives room. Maybe if it's just paper, but a door at least.
All right, you know what? We're going to rebuild the League of Shadows first. A new fake dupe Ra's al Ghul. Get somebody shorter than me. 2, we're going to burn that son of a bitch's house down. I don't know how long if it takes me the end of my goddamn life. I'm going to burn that fucker's house down.
Get me a Kevin Connolly Ra's al Ghul.
Ooh,
just to waste one. I just want one that I can put out there.
Yeah, this is my daughter, Talia Al Ghul. It's me, Kevin Connolly, Ra's al Ghul.
That's not really Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, that's like a little Ra's al Goblin, like a little nasty.
Ra's al Goblin.
Yeah, that's Ra's al Troll.
Yeah, a
Oh,
little
it's so
nasty.
good.
Oh, no,
creature.
he's not going to do the movie. Better go to the Lazarus pit and live another 200 years. Hey, Ducard's doing the movie. Ducard's doing the movie.
Exactly.
I do love the detail here that's great is he's like, and this is what sort of, I mean, Batman's going to do it anyway, but really motivates Batman here is he's like, we tried to take Gotham down once already. Oh, yes, back in the 80s. Economics. And he basically admits to like causing the depression in Gotham, which is what led to the poverty, which led to Joe Chill's desperation, which led to the Waynes being murdered.
I told Ronald Reagan to deregulate.
We had our fingers everywhere, Mr.
Oh, yes,
Wayne.
that's right. The League of Shadows invented trickle-down economics.
Yes, we were the ones who gave him all those jelly beans. They were filled with a very kind of powder.
And as Nixon before him, 4 words, the war on drugs.
You never learn about your surroundings. Huge beam falls on our boy here.
Classic beam fall right here. Pretty great.
And Roz, I know, it's more theatrical to let him burn to death, but just fucking break his neck here,
Yep.
dude. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Because you're not just dealing with Bruce Wayne, man. You're dealing with Batman, a dude that you trained in all your ninja fighting.
I feel like that is something that it maybe is the last thing of honor he has. Is like you don't do that to another League of Shadow member.
Sure.
Is you've got to
sure.
chance must kill them. It
Well,
cannot be you.
Right.
To be fair, he does say very specifically, like, you burned my house down and left me for dead. I'll do the same to you.
There you
It's
go.
like, I'll leave
Which
you
is
for dead.
donkey shit, though, because he
Yeah.
didn't
not.
leave him from
No.
dead. He saved his life and then dragged him all the way down the hill, left him with that dude.
Thank you.
That dude must have fucked up the message, I guess.
Yeah, that's actually true.
I saved you. I got you out of there.
Dude, brilliant move. Props to that guy.
That white bastard just left you up there to die.
Yeah.
I crawled all the way up there, crawled all the way back, a little something for my troubles.
So maybe if there's the big house again, you rebuild it, you get a little room for me in there too.
Because I appreciated all those years of giving me my bounty of dirt rice every year. So I got you. Thank you. Is there a reward for saving your life by any chance?
So they leave, the League of Shadows does, and like they kind of pass Alfred on the road, which is kind of hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Well, what is he going to do at
Yeah.
this point? So they think.
But it would be great, like, you just, again, I guess we're blocked in. Move your Lexus, madam. Madam, move your Lexus.
Oh, it's that Ra's al Ghul again. I do love Michael
You're not
Caine.
going to fit. You're not, oh, God.
yes, the Michael Caine line here is an all-timer.
He was hitting the guy with the fireplace poker,
Yes.
which is awesome. and
yeah,
apologizing for it.
And also the what's the point of all those bloody push-ups if you can't lift a log?
Yes.
Come on, you pussy.
Oh, look who turned back into a fat little bitch. Well, how about that? Look who's back.
Fat little bitch house.
So whatever, the final sequence of this movie, the Narrows is going crazy because Arkham is emptied out, craziness on the streets.
I do. I to put a pin really the last scene with Alfred, the last meaningful scene before the ending,
R.I.P.
which is the you still have Alfred. He's like, I failed Gotham, I failed everything, but Alfred brings him up again. Like really, the screenplay really wanted to build up the Alfred character, and it does a very
Right.
good job.
Is this
of
another
doing
one of those never,
Yeah, it is. You still haven't given up on me. Never.
never?
It is, I mean, the awesome thing too, Alfred dodging a huge fireball as the elevator goes
Yes.
flying
Oh,
down.
yeah.
That's pretty badass.
But yes, no. Now the Narrows is going tits up because we've got we've exploded the gas agent,
yes.
and everyone's going nuts, including all the cops are there to handle it.
Because it was like Arkham is emptying out. We got to get all the cops there to help rein them in.
Yes.
Now the bridges are up. Now all the gas has, the water has been turned into gas by the device because Liam Neeson's there. They activate the microwave emitter.
Katie Holmes has woken up and run there to give Gary Oldman his antidote.
Oh, that's right. He can inoculate himself.
And is, of course, now just has to take care of Joffrey for about 10 minutes.
Right.
Walking to the island and telling the cops, like, I'm a prosecutor, stand by.
He has, all right,
kill yourself.
To litigate. Get out of my way.
Yeah.
You're going to die in there.
But there's also great Mark Boone Jr. His last moment is like this guy is like, hey man, this is police brutality. He's like, you want to see police brutality?
Oh, right. Yes.
He's like, and then he sees him as a goblin, and then that guy sees him as a goblin.
Which actually, that guy was already inoculated. He was just looking at Mark Boone Jr. I love that guy. He's got crazy hair in this movie, like all of his movies.
But he might have horns. I've never looked at it. Depending on the shadow placement.
You got to freeze frame it.
Could be.
And then Gary Oldman knocks him out, basically, like tries to gain order. But the problem is, what's kind of amazing, which I forgot about this movie until I watched it this time, the Narrows is left for dead. Like, it's not like, no, we need to save these people. You see, by the way, someone biting someone's neck at some point. Like, it gets fucking crazy
The part where Batman gets overtaken by a bunch of people. It's a straight up like George Romero zombie attack.
Yes.
Because they all like, dive on him and he's screaming. Like, it's super zombie movie right here. This is also Crane's going around. Crane's going to like kill the little kid and Katie Holmes or whatever. And she shocks him in the face with the stun gun, which is great.
And it's a very comedic end because now he's falling on it. At first he's really scary and demeaning and demonstrative. And then like he's just hanging on for a thread by the horse.
This is where
screaming.
He does the great, because she's like Crane. And he's like, not Crane, Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah. I like the horse with it's like breathing fire.
Yes. Yeah. That's a cool visual.
It's cool for this movie to get a little bit nutty towards the end.
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Definitely.
But so Batman, again, is like, oh, man, if that train hits, he explains very clearly to Jim Gordon once, is like, if that train hits the Wayne Tower, which it's about to, the chain reaction will cause the entire city to crumble. So I got to stop that.
The microwave emitter is on the train.
Right. Like,
Can you drive a stick?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, no.
Automatic Man here. Do you got one of them?
And
I can do it. I'm not very good at it.
Again, people are fucking each other's skulls in the Narrows, and he's like, yeah, I got to get to the rich part of if that hits the rich part of town, oh boy, that'd be bad.
The Narrows is lost. I mean, it's still, the Narrows is lost.
I said it's lost.
Listen, we got to think about Trump Tower. Wayne Tower right now.
Because that's one of the last lines of the movie, Gary Oldman says, like, everything's so bad. The Narrows is lost to us. I'm like, is it?
Like, what are you going to do? Sink it into the harbor? like, how lost are you giving up here?
I mean, I probably think at that point, the Narrows is getting a Gangs of New York treatment. It's the Enigma territory.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Clayface has got a little conclave there somewhere.
Killer Croc's pad on the northeast side. Yep.
Harley Quinn's got the main part, I think. She's her and Poison Ivy,
Yes.
buddying up.
That train hits Fifth Avenue. Saks will be closed tomorrow. I got to stop it.
It's Black Friday tomorrow. Can't be closed. Bum, 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 bum. Save all the stores. Bum, bum. Can't believe they broke the windows. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, the Best Buy. Bum, bum. One of the things people only come to Gotham for anymore is holiday shopping.
It is when Gotham shines on Christmas time, man.
Now, Master Wayne, this is the 4th of July. How people aren't going to be able to buy their nice coats on the 4th of July.
Oh, yeah. Well, around the corner's a Labor Day event.
Everything must go, Alfred. We've got to protect it at all costs. Fuck the Narrows. I know that they're eating each other like turkeys. I don't care.
Everything must go, especially that microwave emitter that's getting away.
So he goes off after it, and Gordon takes the fucking Batmobile. Really cool.
Oh, yeah.
And this is when we are introduced for fucking Slow Joe in the back row. We're in the control center of the train. Thing.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, if that train hits here, it's going to cause a chain reaction. I'm like, I just saw that. Literally just saw that 5 minutes
But
ago.
I'm a fat old weird guy like you in the audience that didn't get it yet.
This guy sticks out like such a sore thumb that it reminded me of, like, remember in all of the 90s Batman movies, there's that, like, I don't know if he was like a congressman or a mayor or some dude who was a huge Batman fan.
Leahy, I think his name was.
It was a senator though.
Yeah. And I think
Was it
Dark
Patrick Leahy? Was that
I
the
think
guy's
so.
name?
Yeah,
Yes.
of Vermont.
And I believe
He gets talked up in The Dark Knight.
he gets actual dialogue.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Joker. When the
Yeah.
Joker goes to the penthouse and takes the guy by the.
So is he in this movie in any
No,
place?
I think he's in The Dark Knight. I
Okay,
think.
because I mean, he sticks out. This guy, it feels like he won some kind of fan contest to play water department guy.
Maybe he's Bat-Kid. Did I look at it wrong? Maybe.
Oh, it could be Bat-Kid. Yeah, whatever happened.
Well,
to
no,
Bat-Kid?
but like you have to. I mean, you want to relate. Like you got to make this character relatable, I guess. So you give him like this accent and a hamburger stain on his shirt,
right,
and that's good. And now we understand it.
right. But yeah, so this is just the last final thing is like he tells Oldman or tells Gordon to go knock down a bunch of the support beams, so that the train can fall.
Yes.
So like I love Gordon going into weapons mode and
Yes.
Gary Oldman just being like, "Gah!"
I like that. I gotta say, every time I've seen this movie about 5 times now, every time when he says I gotta get me one of those, I wince.
Yes, it's
Yes.
such. It's like
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
one too
lame.
much.
It's in like so many other movies.
There's been so many times someone has had to get them one of those. Like Will Smith
Day.
does it. Independence Day, right?
Yes,
Yeah, that's like
I
the
gotta
biggest,
get me one of these.
the biggest example of that. I think. Yes.
And then now we're just doing that a decade later in
And
this movie.
And it's about the tumbler. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get it, it's cool, but come on.
What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna drive that, Jim?
Yeah.
Jim, what are you gonna do?
Gonna go to Home Depot? You're gonna lay some fucking wood in the back there?
I gotta tell you, when we, not like I've ever been driving a tank or anything, but I had a similar thing when we were on tour in Arizona. After we played Phoenix, Chelsea and I drove north and had some time in the desert. And as we were driving up to Sedona, I'd rented a Mustang, and I'm driving it through the desert, and it was a total like. I didn't say anything, but it was so fun to drive this car. I was like, I gotta get me one of these. It was so cool.
I just want Jim Gordon to bring the tumbler back to his house, and his wife is like, "What the fuck is this, Jim?"
What'd you do this time, you piece of
No,
shit?
you know what? No, I didn't want a house, Jim. I wanted the tumbler. Thank you very much, Jimothy.
I wanted to live to make your car insurance payments.
Oh, and
God
where's
damn
Barbara
it.
gonna sit? And where's the car seat gonna fit, Jim?
Oh, is she gonna sleep in there? That's very thoughtful of you, Jim.
By the way, guys, not to backtrack too much, just one part of the Narrows I have to mention when the little Joffrey Baratheon kid is like, I can't find my mom. And a police guy just shoves his hand in his face and pushes him away.
It's a League of Shadows guy pretending to be a
okay.
cop. Yeah.
Either way.
Either way, it is
fucking
very.
love it.
He's so dismissive. Like, get the fuck out of here. You'll
Yeah,
be
get
dead
the
in
fuck
seconds.
out.
That's when they
Yeah.
first turn on the microwave emitter.
Yes,
when
and
they
everybody
started in
starts
the
going
Narrows.
crazy.
And then they
Right.
moved
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yes.
And everyone's gacked out of their minds.
So Batman is fighting Ra's al Ghul on the train.
Yes.
More great fighting here, you know.
it's a
and
nice fight.
even Liam Neeson, Ra's al Ghul is like impressed. He's like, "Wow, you've certainly come a long way with your fighting skills."
I think this is when the sword, and he uses it to break with the
Yeah.
the
What do you
Sharpie
think
part.
about this?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And yeah, and may I remind you, if this train gets to where we are, this whole place is going tits up.
Excuse me, I was just eating a slice of pizza while I was telling you this. Do you relate to me yet?
I mean, it really takes you out of the movie. It might as well be like, the gremlins got in the projection booth again.
There is a great moment with this guy though, where they cut to it's after like 3 times they've cut to him. He said a hilariously delivered bit of exposition. They cut back to him this time. The guy's mouth just kind of opens, and before he can say anything, they cut away. And I'm like, I know that he's just telling his coworker the same exact thing, but they were like, you know what? We've seen him say it enough.
Yeah.
He beats Ra's al Ghul here, obviously, like you would, and he's like, well, do you have it in you to do what's necessary, i.e., kill me?
Right.
I don't have to kill you, but I don't have to save you either. But then again, you cut the brakes on the train, so that's
And
murder, pal. That's murder one.
And Gordon being an accessory to murder by shooting. Also destroying the one achievement of your father.
Yeah.
I guess you'll rebuild the monorail or whatever.
Out with the old dude.
You start the renewal project, the very uncorrupt renewal project.
Oh, right. I forgot about renewal. Absolutely. Yeah, so Liam Neeson's dead. I mean, this is that guy got killed.
Yes.
Not only does this train fall stories into a parking garage, but then the whole thing explodes.
He meditates for the last moment there.
I love a good villain knows the end is coming, closes the eyes, and just waits for it.
I love that too.
Pretty awesome.
I'm going to try to do that.
They sort of made Bond do the same thing in that last awful movie.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, they beefed that one.
Well, that guy's not going to be able to direct anymore.
No, he's finished, that guy.
That's
the end of
sex
that.
crimes.
That is kind of my argument for bringing Nolan on for the Bond, though, is like, you fucked that up so badly.
Yeah.
Just, you got to do an upswing.
You got to get the
go
stink
big.
off that franchise,
You
man.
really do.
That fucking
Something's got to
movie.
happen.
Ugh.
Still never saw it.
I just ruined the ending.
I've
for you.
known that.
Oh, all right.
Come on.
But so, everything explodes, and now the day is saved. Oh, by the way, everyone, in Dusk Till Dawn when Los Lobos starts playing a guitar that's a person.
Yes.
That's going on in the Narrows. There is someone playing a person like the guitar, literally just over the bridge. But the day is saved.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's great.
They got a residency right there.
Call Sears, tell them to put out the placard that they're open for business.
Yeah, there's just like Ed Gein furniture
Yes.
in like outside and like, hey, here's $200 for a bone couch.
The only movie that's now legal to watch in the Narrows is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
As an instructional video.
Oh, the Narrows is lost. It's fine. Don't worry.
They're all
lost
they're
it.
fucking their skulls in there and everything. It's
No,
crazy.
but you should, definitely go home and relax and have some wine after all this there, Batman.
It's a very quick. The next morning, the meeting has already started, and Rutger Hauer walks in. There's Morgan Freeman putting papers down. Like, I thought I fired you. You did. I got a new job. Yours. Ooh. Freeman with the fucking choke slam with that line,
And then
dude.
shoves it right in his ass with, "Didn't you get the memo?"
Oh, it's so
Then
good.
he does a little dance.
And then Bruce Wayne actually calls in. He's like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, no, the company was going public. That was like an E plot of this movie.
Yes.
And Bruce bought up all the shares, so now it's his again. So,
Right you are, Mr. Wayne, which
Yeah.
is so good. The precursor to Now That's More Like It, Mr.
Yeah.
Wayne, in the next movie. Right you are, Mr. Wayne. Very fantastic. So Hauer out on his ass. Lucius Fox running Wayne Enterprises. Very, very cool.
Now we're looking at the rubble that is Wayne Manor. Rachel is here.
And her nipples arrive as well. To the set.
It was a chilly day on the outskirts of Gotham, my
So
friend.
Maybe get that fire going again. Warm up.
They came in a separate car, Eric. They have special people.
I love that, which I've shown to you guys, ABC Family used this scene and this scene alone for its promotional cut when they aired Batman Begins, because like, he fights for family and lives for love.
Oh,
Batman
man.
Begins. He's like kissing her, and it's like,
Fights for family and lives for love.
Oh, yeah.
you go on YouTube, ABC Family Batman Begins. You'll thank me.
Join
Have a
us
good time.
tonight for Nipples Begins.
And this is very much like the end of a lot of those Raimi Spider-Man movies, right? It's like the girl, obviously, is we can't be together because,
Right,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
And we're everything's wrapping up, and you think now he's gonna kiss the girl and everything's gonna be good. No, there's complications.
And I mean, I do like the way that she lays this out, right? She's like, no. Like, Bruce Wayne is your alter ego. Like, you on the inside right now are Batman. And she says, like, the man I loved left and never came back. Maybe he's still out
The
there
fat
somewhere.
little bitch I love.
Yeah,
And never
Bruce,
came
where
back.
is that fat little bitch I fell in love with when we were 8 years old?
You don't complain like you used to.
I can't pinch these cheeks, Bruce. Look at those cheekbones. You're gaunt, my
And
friend.
I know the kid's not that fat.
No, he's not.
No.
And, your chin isn't weak anymore, and it's not trembling. So it's not doing it for
You
me.
just don't annoy me like you used to.
So they kiss, and then there's a little fun business of
I thought of improving the foundations. Oh, in the northeast corner, sir? Precisely.
it's like we're gonna
Pretty
make
cool.
a big old Batcave, which kind of never comes to anything because it's not in the next movie. And
He's like living at Wayne Enterprise or like in
he's
the
got an
basement or
apartment
something.
in the next
Oh
movie.
right,
Yeah.
like the Batmobile's like in a high rise.
It's in a construction site. He goes to a
Oh,
construction
'cause-
site.
Oh, right.
And
right,
it
right.
rebuilt-
They're still rebuilding.
They're still
it.
rebuilding.
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
right. Because in the third one, is it fully rebuilt?
I think it
We're
is,
doing
yeah.
stuff again in
Yeah.
the house.
I should go back
well,
through these.
He is in the like haunted part of the mansion in the third one.
Yes.
Like
Okay.
being
Yeah.
relegated there.
Right.
And-
So this is the big final.
Him with Gordon, you really started something.
And it's definitely
cool.
a good thing. It's not like this is gonna mean the end of Gotham actually.
Oh, wait, actually, hold on. Listen, those screams, those are coming from the Narrows. Yeah.
They're kind of harmonizing. You hear
It's
that?
lost. I told you it's lost.
It's ambiance. The sound is ambiance.
Bloomingdale's will just have to turn up the Christmas music, drown it out.
So yeah, I mean, I do love the approve. He sort of knocks on the new bat signal and he's like, nice.
And the last, there's like, take the, what about escalation? You start wearing a mask. What are they going to do? Take this guy. He's got a taste of theatrical. Look at this. It's a card. I'll look into it. It's the Joker.
And he just jumps off that building and flies into the camera, and that's Batman Begins. But that is the end of this movie here. We'll go around the horn for some final thoughts. Eric Siska.
Yeah, I really like this one, and I've always been a Nolan girly from way back when, ever since I first saw Memento. I don't know. He just does it for me. I can't believe people had that. There was a lot of like people trying to like say they hate Nolan now and this, that, and the other thing.
Sure.
Like, what are you
Well, because
drinking? What are you
it's the
drinking
hip,
here?
fun thing to do.
Sure, yeah.
Pile
I think
on that.
This is a great movie. This might be my favorite of all of these Nolan Batmans. I know a lot of people are more partial to The Dark Knight, but I feel like story-wise, this is like tighter and stronger in some ways, maybe weaker in some elements because it's a lot going on in this runtime.
Yeah.
But I had a great time revisiting it. I haven't seen it in a long time, and I just had a lot of fun watching it. So yeah. Big recommend.
Chris Cabin.
Yeah, I really like this movie, and I like the Nolan. I think what I didn't like about him at the first place was the editing stuff and just kind of technical level. His rhythm didn't really appeal to me. But what I like about him, and this has been true from Memento out, is that he is about. He makes heroes that do not understand the amount of bad they do. Like Memento is all about this righteous guy who is actually destroying the world around him and killing people and all this stuff.
Just like Batman.
Well, that's like what I like about this one. Like we lost the Narrows. I failed. Like the main thing they wanted to do essentially did happen. It just didn't have the effects that they were hoping it did.
Right.
And the same thing in The Dark Knight. The Joker wins. Like these are things about like you start something for heroic reasons, and then you cannot contemplate how big it's going to go and how much evil you will unleash with that. That's true of Oppenheimer.
It certainly is.
And that's his idea, and I like that he is an artist that has this idea he comes back to, the stylistic ideas he comes back to. He's probably one of the last big time auteurs we're going to have. I mean, like Peele is probably the last one, but like who knows? I don't want.
There could be others.
There could be plenty of more. Who knows? Maybe I'm just a skeptic.
Don't worry,
but
there's some kid out there about to inherit the Wayne Enterprises trust fund, and then you can go into the arts.
The great grandchild of the Kochs is going to be an amazing filmmaker. No, I mean, yeah, I've come around to him a lot more recently, and this movie rocks. I like this and The Dark Knight about equally.
We'll leave Mr. Batman for last, Mr. DC. I'll just say I realized this time around, this is my favorite one. And I think the reason why for so long I was like, it's The Dark Knight is because of that Ledger performance. But if you remove the Ledger performance, not that it's a bad movie, but you've got stuff like the fucking Tiny Lister boat nonsense, like all this shit that's like, it's clunky as fuck that I just like was willfully blind to because that Ledger performance is so fantastic. But I think overall, this is the better movie. And I haven't gone through these in a long time, and I think I might kind of like rewatch the other two. But also after this talk, I'm hankering for another The Batman rewatch. So we'll see about that. Steve Sadak.
Yeah, no, I love this movie. I probably would still put Dark Knight above it, even though I do think that it's a warts and all scenario because that Tiny Zeus Lister scene is just interminable.
Sucks.
And I love Tiny Lister.
Yeah, of course. It's not his fault. It's what the movie's doing.
Yeah.
And like that again was like beating a point that had been made in that movie fucking 20 minutes earlier. But I mean, long story short, I love this movie. I think it doesn't get enough credit. Not doesn't get enough credit. It's fun to revisit it and think about like all of the things that like it how influential it was, how different how going against the grain it was at the time, and now how so much of that stuff became just like, part and parcel of how we make movies. You know what I mean? And like, that's unfortunate because I think it would be great to have some new ideas. And like, I do think there would be, I just love the idea. I think real comic book movies should be, here's a cool director, here's a character, let me see you in 7 months. That's what these movies should be. And I don't even know if DC can do that anymore. Like nobody's doing that anymore. Everyone is just so worried about just the product itself and like how to maximize all this stuff and creating a tentpole universe, and just give me a movie. And then you know what? And if that movie's good, I'll see the next one. Right. And that's how that's going to be. Yeah. And that's what this movie was, because you don't know if they didn't like, yes, the Joker, it's a sequel setup, but it could just be the end of the fucking movie. It's just like, oh, the Joker is around in this universe. Yep. Fun little, Easter egg. Yeah. That's it. But that's what this movie was. It's like, it's a proof of concept. Nolan could make a Batman movie. Cool.
Yeah, exactly. That is going to do it for this extra packed episode talking about Batman Begins. If you want more We Hate Movies, of course, check out the Patreon, patreon.com/We Hate Movies.
So much going on that Patreon this month.
Oh, yeah.
On the Nexus, we are doing a full-length movie episode on The Search for Spock.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Leonard Nimoy's directorial debut.
Yeah, I'm not on that because I was going through Ponfara at the time.
That's right.
That's right. He was so horny, he might have died.
We put you in a sunglass case and shot you at the planet. But that conversation was still a lot of fun, maybe especially because no.
Yeah, I bet it was. We're also on Animation Damnation, a full fucking fledged episode on Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Holy shit.
Oh, my God.
That movie rules.
Glebe Glossary, we're doing Grand Admiral Thrawn, the blue boy.
Right.
The big blue.
It's a big honking episode on a big Star Wars character. And yes, even my wife is partaking on this episode.
Amy.
So show history being made. So come on out for that.
Double.
We also have a We Hate Movies episode on the Hunger Games that's out. You can check that out. That came out earlier this month. Now, of course, We Love Movies month here is continuing. And if you are at the $8 level or higher, you are listening to all of these ad-free, I may mention, which is very rad, folks. But we did Psycho last week. We got Batman right now. Steve Sadak, what are we talking about next week?
It's a big boy. It is Blade Runner, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, yes.
When Harrison Ford played Blade Runner, his name.
A Mr. Blade Runner.
This is definitely in the Royal Rid camp.
Oh yeah,
of course. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So until next week, when we're figuring out which of the four of us is a robot, I've been Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Eric Siska.
Chris Cabin.
Take it easy.